Hi, everybody, and welcome to All Upgrades Fair in Love and War, a City of Mist one shot. Since I am not GMing today, I'm immediately going to throw it over to our lovely game master, Pablo.
Hello, everyone. We will be playing a live stream that features the City of Mist rules. Um, there may be some dice rolling in this story. Um, so once upon a time, we played a live stream together, and everybody was small children doing up to some supernatural shenanigans, and it was very fun. And then at the end of it, this was on Friends Who Roll Dice. At the end of it, we said, what if offhand we just play these characters all grown up being cyberpunk assassins, and then we took that idea very seriously, and here we are today. So there will not be all that much in the way of callbacks or anything like that, because I don't remember almost anything that happened in that game, but these are characters who previously went on some adventures when they were much younger. um, so I let's go around and introduce ourselves. I am Pablo. I am your game master for this adventure. I do translation stuff, poetry stuff, tabletop stuff. There's some sort of overlay with my Twitter handle on it. Um, let's go around and introduce whatever you want to say about yourself. I'll kick the ball back to you, Chris. Or Mare. Fucking
Hi.
names.
It's close enough to my real name. It's fine. Hi, I'm Mare. This is my channel. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. I have a schedule of everything else you need to it. Just scroll below on Twitch and everything, all that fun stuff. So, I'm playing Chris today.
Very good. So Buns.
And then I remembered to unmute myself. Hi, I'm Buns, and I'm going to be playing Jerry. And you'll see why I said it that way soon. You can find me on Twitter at Honeybuns, on Twitch at Battle Scar Bunny. But other than that, I'm not really doing much. I'm doing this, and I'm happy about that.
Very good. So Lady Dame.
That's me. I'm Lady Dame. I'm everywhere here in the TTRPG spaces at the Lady Dame, but I'm a TTRPG person, reader of stories, most infamously of smutty stories. But I'm playing Lindsay, our, somewhat together event planner who definitely was not affected by stabbing the Stag King when she was a little girl.
Very good. And Zweth.
Hey everybody, I am Zweth. You can find me on the internet generally as Zweth or Zwethra. When I am able to get away from trying to do lab things, science things, I do some streaming here, sometimes craft, sometimes games, as many TTRPGs as I can. But yeah, just generally bits and bobs. That's me.
Very good. Alrighty, so I'll be kicking the ball back to you to introduce your characters in a moment, but let's begin. The year is 1990X, and the city is vast and dark and endless. Large glittering chrome pyramids keep out the radiation, reflecting orange-hued clouds overhead. Crime syndicates rest comfortably knowing newcomers don't last long without paying their protection fees. Meanwhile, the Fae charge premium prices to bring you beyond the veil to strange and distant locales. Faceless megacorporations take turns reprogramming the city's AI, who's said to really run this place. But our adventure begins with a smaller crime, a heist. Seymour folds their hands over a folder, excitement peering past their tired and shadowy eyes. They say, glad you all could make it. I found something interesting, and I happen to have 4 friends who are good thieves. So they look around the table of their one-bedroom apartment. 4 criminals who haven't seen each other in a long time are seated at the table. So, Mare, what does Chris look like?
To keep it nice and simple. Chris looks like me. Brown hair, tied nice tight back in a ponytail, glasses. A little overweight, that's okay. And currently dressed comfortably in sweatpants. And do we know why we're here yet?
Yeah, you know that your old friend, who you've had various levels of contact with throughout the years, Seymour, is bringing you together for the purposes of conducting a felony.
I got sweatpants, t-shirt, and leaning against the table, a very long something wrapped in a The Lion King bedsheet.
Forgot about the Lion King bedsheet. I love it so much. Alrighty. What order is this around here? Let's go around. Zweth, tell us about Evelyn.
Okay, so Evelyn is sort of sat back, sort of slouched in her chair, looking like she doesn't have a care in the world, or is disdainful at the very least of what's going on. She has got really short cropped hair that's got loads of colors, like those little clip-in extensions just sort of everywhere. She wears just like a black tank top, but like she's got those trousers on, the 90s one with all the pockets and the ribbons, and around her neck she's got like tied, so hanging down are her sort of rollerblades, so she's always got them with her. And she also has on her shoulder like almost like a little metal shoulder brace, which has on it a small robotic cat.
Incredible. So Lady Dame, tell us about Lindsay.
So Lindsay is sitting in a very nice, like, tailored pantsuit, in true 90s businesswoman style. It is sort of light mint green colored, and she's got like a floral scarf tied around her neck. Her blonde hair is long and tied up in a really sleek ponytail. She's kind of leaning back and got her legs crossed and looking very like, she looks, I would say, like the epitome of like the power bitch of the 90s, really.
I feel the power.
Yeah.
I feel it deep in my bones.
Shoulder pads.
Yeah. Just we're not seeing the big, this is like, yeah, shoulder pads, but they're like tasteful shoulder pads.
As if she would wear anything but tasteful shoulder pads.
Right.
Incredible the captioner censors that work. By the way,
it's very funny which words web captioner censors. I know.
Also, web captioner does pick up emojis. Eggplant emoji.
Oh my
Peach
god.
emoji.
I'm awaiting with bated breath.
It's a good time.
Just a fun fact.
Yeah, it did it. Incredible. Alrighty, so Buns, tell us about Jerry.
So Jerry is kind of they are currently not sitting in their chair correctly. They kind of like have it back, like they just like pulled a chair over and are sitting like at the table, like backwards, and think kind of with their hands folded like this. They also look like me. Haha. Jumper, like old Ramones t-shirt. They've taken off their flannels, like tied around their waists, and for some reason they're just like looking around the room, and they're like, "So, we're really doing this?"
Yeah. I guess. I don't know who said I was good at illegal stuff, but here I am.
You've always been very smart, Chris, I suppose. And Seymour's always trusted you, at least.
Well, that's probably because we work together and we know the BS of working in an office environment.
Also, there is much shit you could do in the city without getting in trouble. So, why not do something more fun?
On that note, Seymour takes a sip out of their waxy teal and purple waves. Sorry. They take a sip out of their waxy teal and purple wave 90s soda cup.
Yep, they sure do.
Yeah.
And say, So we're talking $10 million. I have blueprints for the warehouse where Hyperzen has their vaults over in the Technobridge district. It's in the Upper Southwest District East in the basement floor, but don't worry, I printed out a map quest, so you don't have to worry about how to get there.
Oh,
All right, so I'll navigate so I can read you the directions.
I was gonna say, don't you drive, Jerry? Like, don't you know how to get
Aren't
there to
you the
start with?
God dang it, I'm always the
You're
Yeah,
always
okay,
the
fine.
driver.
Whoever
Literally.
sits next to me needs to be good. DJ, you have to be a good DJ, or you have to sit in the back. That's the rule.
I'm not a DJ. I'll sit in the back.
I'm an excellent DJ.
of course you are.
Yes.
Perfect.
Very good.
Why am I not surprised? I just can we try and keep down the swearing in the songs?
No.
I don't think you're gonna
Just
win
the-
this one, Lindsay.
I thought I would ask. It's okay.
I respect your bravado, but no.
Okay.
It's gonna be the cookout all over again, I swear.
That was a really nice time, I thought. I admit it felt a little out of place, but
Such as
Next time
family
you have to do the cha-cha slide.
gatherings.
Follow me when I do the cha-cha slide. We got this.
okay.
Say these
That-
two PCs in reference to the fact that their siblings are married to each other because of offhand jokes that happened during our previous one shot.
Yep.
Seymour continues, unfazed by the side sniping. The warehouse is heavily guarded, but there's a massive abandoned subway tunnel underneath with a forgotten emergency exit you can use to get in. You're going to have to get in through the hive and exit through the robot factory. Let me lay it all out for you. Step 1. You'll take the abandoned tunnel entrance until you get to the Hive International Underground Shopping Mall. You'll be outside city surveillance, but the usual rules apply. Don't shoplift from the Fae. Step 2. Once you're in the Hive, you'll be heading over to the rendezvous point with my contact, Teotez. He's an old guard computer guy. He can help you upload your car, Jerry, so you can carry around on a floppy disk. You'll need to download it again to make your getaway. You wouldn't not download a car. Also, Teotez is a smooth operator, so don't buy anything from him, at least not without haggling him down.
Is he also Faye?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of. Step 3. You'll pass through the Hive. I'm going to drop all these things in chat.
Oh gosh,
by the way,
thank you.
but
Thank you.
feel
It
free
was
to
I
take
can
notes.
only write so fast.
Yeah.
I lost it after step 1.
It didn't occur to me that the instinct would be to write these important steps down. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this in chat. Step 3. You'll pass through the Hive just below the warehouse district to the killing floor. This is deep in Exefa territory, so lay low, try not to be seen. Organized crime is no joke. Step 4, once you get to the Forgotten Access Tunnel, you're in the clear. Just head to Vault 48B without being detective, obtain the funds, and then head back down into the tunnels. Step 5, download Jerry's car and drive recklessly out through the robot assembly factory, letting nothing slow you down. A flawless plan. They cross their fingers and look across the table. What's everyone's reaction?
This.
All of us when you looked up right before you said I'll drop it in chat.
So Seymour, when you first brought this up to me, I know we briefly talked about that Johnny from IT might have gotten us a couple extra key cards to help us through. Do you know if he pulled through?
So, look, I know that we're supposed to be playing things cool with Hyperzan, but
You can only be so cool when you're still working under their nose for your day job.
look, since the big blackout fragmented cyberspace, it's all cash. There's no way it can be traced back to us as long as you don't get caught, okay? Now, do I have the ID cards? I have cards that are not active, so no.
Cool. Thanks for trying. Thanks for trying, Seymour.
Okay. Here's what happens, all right? Sometimes I can't sleep. I log into cyberspace. I was jacked into the network the other day. I used an advanced hacking technique called URL manipulation to try and find out where the upcoming transactions are. And Hyperzan, which Chris and I work for, I'm going to try and keep your username and character name separate. That Chris and I work for, they're going to make some purchases soon. I don't think they need that money. Okay. At the end of the day, it's like I always say, Zan makes $1 and I make a dime. So I plan crimes on company time.
I'll think of this as them compensating me for the salary they don't pay me.
Exactly. Look, there are tools that you could use to get in without a key card, but I mentioned Teotez is someone who is a very good businessman. He might be able to hook you up with some. I can give you the cards that haven't been activated yet, but he's going to have to link them to the system. Okay. And I think he opens up a briefcase, or it's his house, so he would like scuttle over to like a desk or something, pull open a couple of drawers, and pull out 4 key cards and lay them on the table.
Jerry's gonna keep theirs like in their overalls, like front pocket, like right there, to where it's like this is safe, and offer to put anybody else's there with theirs.
Lindsay, I take mine and put it on, in the inside breast pocket of my blazer.
So Jerry has theirs. They have Chris's. What is Evelyn doing with theirs?
Evelyn picks hers up and she like rubs it so it's kind of warm, and she just puts it straight in her bra and sits back again, puts her feet on the table.
Powerful.
Sounds like it's gonna be fun.
Okay, so we got to go down to tunnels. I get that part. Why do I have to drive recklessly? I can only do so much damage to this car.
Look, by the time I wrote the last step of this heist,
how many cups of coffee had you had? Be honest.
Well, when I started, I had only had my baseline 8.
Right.
Only 8? I'm surprised. That's slow for you.
This is actually just Pablo. I knew I was going to go to bed soon, so I only had 4 more over the course of drafting this plan.
Gotcha. 48B. What happens if we get anything else out of there?
I don't think there's going to be anything else in that vault. I think it's a sort of like a money. This is for transaction of purchases. Like, I mean, Hyperzan's all
floor. I just assumed.
I don't know anything about the killing floor. I mean, we're going deep into the underground. You are going deep into the underground of the city.
Yeah. Second of all,
yeah.
Why is it just us?
I don't have a good in-character reason, my friends.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I happen to be. I admit having the skills that I have are very useful for such situations. But I don't personally know a lot about Hyperzan. What? And you two seem to, Chris and Seymour. You seem to know quite a bit about this company. What is there anything that might cause a problem in all of this? I'm not saying I'm not in. Obviously, I'm. I frankly could use a few extra startup funds myself. But what is it? Potential dangers? Who else is involved? Clearly, we know that the Fae are involved in the underground shopping center. I know that, obviously. But yeah. Hyperzan? I have to deal with them a lot when I'm in my line of work. So,
look, there's a clear role for everyone here, okay? Jerry, getaway driver. Evelyn, stealth. Lindsay, I'm not clear how to summarize your powers concisely. Chris, person with a sword. I mean,
Obfuscation. Obfuscation. That's sort of what I do.
Yeah, being a charming face for the party, if you will. You know, Chris, person with a sword who breathes fire. I mean, the book sells itself.
Yeah. Also, you're very organized.
Yes. Yes, I am.
It's almost like the GM was like, oh, this is going to go off the rails immediately. I gotta give him something.
But what do we know about Hyperzan?
Right. So you're asking, what do we know about Hyperzan?
Yes.
So during the big blackout, when the radiation around the city started to be a problem, I say out of character, Hyperzan was one of the major players to come in and start to monetize their endeavors to help individuals with the fallouts. Now, it just so happens that they are the only ones who sell the radiation treatments, and they are relatively pricey. And that is the premise of Hyperzan in this universe. But Zweth, this is your IP. Do you want to give me a little bit more about Hyperzan?
Sure. So Evelyn will sort of just be like, I mean, like every other massive corporations, there are swords, right? But I mean, Hyperzan, especially. Oh God, sorry, my chair is so squeaky. I'm gonna try to stay still. Hyperzan, pretty much anything that you need to take medicine-wise, they'll have had something to do with it. Anything healthcare, they're helping, but it's all there for profit.
And no one else is just theirs. I've seen some of the books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just to name drop some other in-universe corporations that are not going to play a role in the story, they clearly do have a collaboration with Cyber Productions for the robot factories, including the sort of animated surgeon automatons. And they are in collaboration with Megavault for the, securing of funds. And so maybe in character, maybe this is like a summary of the information that gets exchanged here, but Seymour goes ahead and says that, like, once you start actually getting into the warehouse district, Megavault is going to be the one in charge of security. But from what I understand, it's just securing the perimeter, and there should be no one patrolling the warehouses. You should be set as soon as you get through that security entrance, and I'm confident you can handle whatever is there, because there won't be anything, probably. I feel pretty
probably
sure.
nothing.
No.
I'm sure of it.
I admire your optimism, Seymour, but I'm just going to be the pessimist here and expect the worst and make sure my sword is ready.
Do we see a shot of Chris's sword when
Not
they say
yet.
that?
No. It's still wrapped up in its blanket.
Yeah, the camera has a long pan across the Lion King blanket.
I think unless this has come up before, you can tell me, but like Evelyn's gonna like look over and be like, "You have a sword? Why don't you tell me about this? That's hella cool."
It's if you've asked, I've just been like, don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, now you can finally tell me why you have a sword, and we get to see you in action. Yes.
Why I have a sword. A woman walked out of a lake and gave it to me, and I didn't really have much of a choice.
Free sword. Seems pretty good.
Free sword.
Yeah. And now I know how to use it. Yeah, it's interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gosh, that would have been useful back in the day.
When you stabbed the Stag King.
Yep. When I stabbed the Stag King. Yep.
We all agree that wasn't a fever dream. I think
no, that happened. That for sure happened. I know. Because I can't stop thinking about it. It is in my nightmares forever.
We get a brief flashback to maybe the only thing I remember about last session, which is that there was indeed a giant stag, and that Lindsay stabbed it with a spear.
Yep. Lindsay, as there's a, sort of a reminiscing about a little bit of this, there's this sort of like faint, murky gray blue glow that sort of surrounds her. That is like, it feels like vaguely damp.
Cool.
So what? I mean, I haven't seen you guys in years. What do you guys like do now? I'm looking at Lindsay and at Jerry.
So I want to jump in. Is that conversation taking place like during a walk outside, or is that still taking place in Seymour's house? What are we feeling?
Maybe like in the car ride.
This can be the conversation in the car
ride. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
We smash cut to the car ride. Seymour's waving from the doorway to their apartment, and is just kind of like,
Jerry does this to him. That's always how they've said bye. It's just always vaguely threatening, like you're up to something. It's always that's what they do every time.
yeah.
I swear.
Evelyn just leans out the passenger window, sticks out her tongue and middle finger, and waves.
Very good.
As
And
we're
then
leaving.
turns up like the music.
Yeah.
As we're leaving, I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, I swear, if we get caught and I get fired, I'm taking them with me.
I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah, you
super fair.
absolutely should.
So Evelyn just asked what everyone does, right?
Oh, I'm a wedding planner.
Huh.
The easiest way to say what I do is that I'm an auto appraiser.
That sounds fancy. Nice.
Yeah.
Is it fancy? I don't know, Jerry.
Sometimes
is it
it's fancy. Sometimes it is fancy. If there's a car on the road in the general area, it's because it came from our shop. Whether or not we acquired it legally is another question. But my job is to make sure that people give us what they're worth. And I'm very good at my job.
Especially
Auto
since
appraiser.
especially
That I
since
can attest
cars
to.
are usually owned by the rich nowadays. So
Which is the only reason why I'm No, that's gone. It flooded out the window. I'm still on board. But it just means I'm going to charge more whenever they come to get their shit fixed.
100%. I also approve of that.
I get it. I get it now. You carve money. Yeah. So Lindsay, have you like planned anyone big, anyone important's wedding, anyone we would know? Anyone cool?
I mean, my services are highly in demand, so I'm sure I have planned for somebody fabulous and important in this world.
I can
Didn't
tell.
you sign that
with that.
NDA, right? Didn't you sign that NDA that you couldn't talk about that one though?
Yeah.
however, I
Nice.
can. They did plan a wedding for my boss's sister. I didn't sign an NDA.
Loophole.
Nice.
Yeah, Flea
There's
from
like
the
a
band's Red
backhand-
Hot Chili Peppers.
You know,
There's
some
like a
celebrities here and there who, you know, people always say that celebrities are a pain in the butt, but honestly, they're some of the nicest people I've worked with. It's the boss's sister. That was a whole other affair, really.
There's Bridezilla and then there's Bride Kaiju.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, Bride you. Bride you.
new term. New term.
Right. And but that's most of what I do, you know, making contacts, schmoozing. A lot of people, you know, rich people come to the weddings, they like what they see, and then they hire me for their weddings. It's
Mm-hmm.
a nice balance. What about you, Evelyn? I haven't heard much of what you've been up to.
Oh, I mean, nothing much. Just courier things around, take things here to there. Whatever comes my way. Not very exciting, really. Hence why I'm all up for this job.
Shredding it at the skate park with Seymour after work every day.
I mean, where else is there to go, you know? Where else can I feel so free? It's the way.
Very good.
I like the hair, by the way, the color. It's really it's cool.
It's hip.
Thanks.
Ow. My heart.
Right now, Jerry's teasing, but it's probably like unknowingly helping. They're like, you should let them dye your hair.
Absolutely should. Oh my gosh, I've
Wouldn't they look
do you know
good
what?
with pink and like
In my
yellow?
pockets. Wait. And I root around in my pockets and I get out like some like little things of like neon, like yellow. Like these would look great. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't know if that would suit me, but
When we're done with
I
this, we can sit
Yeah.
down and I can sort this.
This is sounding like that. Yeah, we're having a sleepover. This is gonna be rad as hell. And then they like speed up and go down the street.
Unironically uses the word sick.
Yeah.
There's a guitar solo as they speed up.
As soon as like we're like around that hard turn that Jerry's taking, Chris is slowly like finally unwrapping the sword from the Lion King sheet and like
Yes.
and trying to like just start like getting ready to like hook it on as soon as they're out of the car around their hip.
Very good. Totally tubular, dude, says Dax. Beautiful. So outside it's a light drizzle and you hear the sounds of the city. At some point things speed up, they'll slow down. Folks are driving by in their automated robot cars, automatedly beeping in traffic. You hear light rain flushing through gutters. Above all, you hear the sounds of people in their day-to-day life. Mother chases after a small child and says, "Mijito, don't walk on that side of the sidewalk. I don't want a car to hit you." A sharply dressed couple walks leisurely, saying, "I'm so glad you said you didn't actually want to go out tonight. I was just going because I thought you wanted to go." And a group of goth kids stand in a circle outside a club, and one of them says, "And that's the story of how electronic music made me trans." Everyone walking by is a stranger, but, going through the city, there's a whiff of nostalgia in the air. Or do you go directly to the hive? Is there any sort of stop? Do we do like a montage scene of anything along the way?
Jerry is going to suggest calming down in the car before they go out to do the like I need to chill for a second. Like after all the hectic driving, they've been zooming through the cars. They're automated, so they're just like getting out the way and then they park and it kind of like all plays past them. And they just kind of like, okay, and they turn the music up for a little bit. And they're like trying to get in the zone, but you notice that their skin kind of takes on this almost translucent kind of look to it. They don't look any different, but you just kind of don't pay attention to them as much. It's already starting to settle in.
Very good. People showing off their heist powers already.
Sorry, as soon as you're like trying when you were trying to say you gotta try to calm down, I thought you were gonna hotbox us.
I was trying to not say it out loud.
I'll say it. It's fine. Sorry.
No. I don't mean like I'm tricking you. I mean like I didn't know if I could say it on stream.
It's a little late. It's my stream.
That's where my head went. I was like, "Oh, we do it. Great." I
figured it was like they roll down the window and they say it. They say it out loud. They're like, "I have to calm down before we go into all this hecticness." Like a bail if you can. And Lindsay would know that that's like normally what they say before they go in the garage at like family functions. So they know what's coming.
It's okay. I'll take all blame for this. But I would definitely get out of the car.
Okay.
That would have gone over my head if I were in that car.
I'm sorry. I was trying to do a 90s montage way, and then the music just turns up and everything pans away for a second.
Very good.
Lindsay would be like, "So can I have just one puff before we get started?"
They just hand it back. They just hand it back.
Thank you. Lindsay partakes and then also leaves. But
Evelyn will be like, dude, I should have been hanging out with you more. And we'll take it back and also partake.
So Chris is
We're
the
gonna
only
be the
one
chillest.
standing outside the car, waiting
With a
and
sword.
like strapping on like the sword to her hip, like waiting, rummaging and making it sure it fits well and is
Okay.
comfortable, and then eventually.
All right.
It smells like Body Fantasies body spray when they get out the car.
Everyone who hits it, you can mark down that you have the level 1 condition stone. I don't know how this game works at all.
okay.
Jerry is a functioning pirate. Got it. Level.
Lindsay hangs out with fairies, y'all. You don't think she partakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, Chris, since you're not partaking in the good stuff, while you're hanging out outside the car, there is an old man carrying a sign that
It does not.
the sign says the machines will all shut down this time, and they're shouting, and he's shouting, the singularity's coming soon. It's coming soon. It'll be the end of all of us. You can't trust these machines.
I'm gonna let him ramble. I feel like this is not uncommon of a sight.
Yeah. He's like, it starts off with that computer mayor, and now they got self-driving cars. Where does it end? I don't know where this accent's going.
I'll just, if he looks over at my direction, I'll be like, yep, you right.
You're right.
You right.
Keep talking. Don't trust the cold iron. Have a nice day.
No, Jerry is gone. They're like, oh my gosh, I forgot how fun you are when we do this.
Yeah, you say that, and he's just disarmed by the agreement, and he's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't trust her.
Oh no.
I think this man's selling like VHS cassettes on the low, but that's for a different RPG. So, I think I think is the next scene. Do we cut to heading over to the Hive?
Yeah, what does the Hive look like?
So I think there's 2 entrances to the Hive. All right, there's one that is it's kind. I mean, unless you're going to try and walk and take a very, very, very long escalator, you're going to drive in through either something that looks a lot like a toll booth, or you're going to drive through the car escalator. Because, I mean, of course, there's one of those. It's the 90s version of the future. And, I think probably Jerry more than most, that as you pass through here, you are required to listen to a warning that you are passing outside of the city surveillance and that the city can't take care of you.
They actually like sigh a little bit of relief after they hear. They're like, okay, everything's going to plan.
For now.
They can't help us, but that means they also can't see us.
Or have evidence on us.
Exactly. Lindsay, as she gets out of the car, would have taken her scarf and put it over her head and sort of wrapped it around and had the like big sunglasses on.
Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
Yes. Can my futuristic 90s car now turn into a convertible?
Of course. Of course, you think I'm going to take that away from you?
I don't want to just you flutter that scarf and that hair in the wind.
Very good.
What entrance are we taking?
I don't know.
We are supposed to be doing the tunnel entrance to the mall.
Okay.
So you're driving down into the towards the mall, and you see a formal sign that says like the Hive International Underground Shopping Mall, and all of you are aware that The international part comes from the fact that since the blackout, since there was the problem with the radiation, that Geocorp is kind of like has a very expensive monopoly on travel between cities. You know, it has to be sort of using very particular technologies. But if you want it on the cheap and you're willing to, you know, talk the talk, that outside of sort of the mega corporations as monopolies, there are fae who will take you beyond the veil and will transport you between different locales. And so that's your first destination where you're headed right now.
Tio Tez, right?
Where you're looking for Tio Tez.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I think that there's like this point. I don't think it feels like a security checkpoint. Like it's not like they're going to like check the car or whatever. But there is a point where you need to like stop and before my words is failing me right now. The little rail that stops you from going forward, that goes up and down.
I know, like the trolley for the railroad track things.
And a screen comes down in front of the car, and you see the 8-bit face of your AI mayor, Mayor Maxim. So there was some talk of sort of like kind of disguises. How is anyone else trying to sort of like particularly hide their appearance for this?
Jerry already dresses very ambiguously, just kind of like the jumper, the shirt, the hair. They take all their hair and like shove it into their beanie and kind of like take a little bit of the ashes and go like this so they look good, because they look just like their brother. So, it's like
Which
the family
one?
resemblance is exactly the family resemblance is super strong. So and they're just as tall as the rest of them, so they just kind of go like this because they all like picking with them. So they just like see if he recognizes them as
very good.
Jerry or Jerry.
Which brother are you specifically trying to frame this time? Which one pissed you off most recently?
Well, it is going to be Darnell.
Very good.
I never liked Darnell.
I'm wearing glasses, so like I can't really do what Lindsay's doing and getting these really big sunglasses. So all I've done is like put on this really worn, torn up baseball cap, which does not, I'm assuming, doesn't happen anymore. So it's because of the radiation. There's nowhere to play baseball.
It's vintage. Okay.
It's very vintage.
Vintage.
Oh, yeah, that's how that would go. Yeah. It's just an aesthetic.
Evelyn just literally gets her hood up, throws it over her head, so she's proper doing the hoodie thing.
So I think that the TV screen that comes down, which flat screens haven't been invented yet, so it's like a big old CRT monitor that's just
with
like
a big butt.
It's on a crane and it's like moving around the car so everyone gets a good view. It shows the 8-bit face of the AI mayor, and he goes, well, hello there, my friends. It's me, your friend, Mayor Max. I have noticed that you are currently going outside of the city limits into the hive, and that is something that you are allowed to do, but I'm required to tell you that if you do that we have certain limitations in our ability to watch over you, and we ask that you be careful. And then, which was the brother that Jerry's impersonating? Or trying to be Darnell. I think that he calls you Darnell. And I think he asks about the shop. Is just like, how's the shop been, by the way? Like trying to be really like folksy and personable, this like AI computer screen.
And their voice drops like 2 octaves. They're just like, well, you know, the last time we had a couple resale values, it didn't go as planned. So if you could get those ordinances in order, maybe we could do a little bit more. Maybe cart you around in that mayor mobile you keep bugging us about.
Smash cut to the mayor mobile, which is like a very small car with a large screen on top of it.
my
God.
gosh.
And he goes, "Oh, we'll send our fastest couriers to be on top of it. Any particular business taking you down to the underground?"
New we're checking out some new things. You can't tell you everything or else you might tell our competitors. And it's like an inside joke because he just starts laughing. Because what competitors?
What competitors? Also, what things the AI doesn't know?
At this point, I'm kind of like tapping on the back of your like seat, Jerry. Like, come on.
Fine. Just picking up some gifts from the mall for the missus.
Very good. I love that so much. I think that the sorry, I saw your face of confusion for a moment. What I think he says in character, like, like, do you say out loud what competitors? Like, is that the joke?
Yeah.
Okay, then he goes, "Ha, ha, ha, what things the AI doesn't know? I'm joking. I don't know what's going on down there."
Lindsay has this like faint orange glow around her, and it starts to get just a little warm. Mostly as the mayor's talking.
So
does it go? Is it like up and he's just talking to us right now?
Yeah, at this point it goes up and it's just kind of like, "Well, you take care down there and send the missus my regards. We'll see you on the way back up." And the screen goes back up. It's all very clunky because it's 90s technology.
So after it chunk so that I don't run into it, they're gonna go, okay, I'm going. Darnell doesn't have a wife, and then he just leaves. I've been giving him false information about my family for years. But yeah, they're gonna take not like squeal off or like take off. It's like, okay, we're going. It's like, all right. Is it like a mall garage where you have to like do that stupid loop?
Oh.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's not great.
The flashbacks we all had just
So annoying.
Mall garages.
everyone look for a parking spot.
Well, no, we gotta find Teotez.
Yeah. So,
To upload your
that's
car.
right. You need to bring your car to TOTES so that you can upload it.
Do
so that
we
you can
know
download
what
it
level
later.
Teotez is on?
So I'm gonna let you riff off of this. So maybe since Lindsay, you're the one who has the most familiar with this underground realm of the mall. What where would Teotez be at?
Oh, I think Teotez would probably be smack dab in the middle of this like underground situation in like one of those. It's like there's like the two big places on either side, and then Teotez is sort of like in the middle in the smallest rentable space possible, that like if you blink you miss it, and it's really easy to like go past it several times. It's one of those where you're like, I know it's like right here, and you walk back and forth past it like 3 or 4 times, like solid, like, and it's not at the very end of it's not at the very beginning, it's like middle.
Right in the
And
middle.
it's like one of those like kiosks that you never like pay
Exactly.
attention to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so I think that you actually do miss it a couple of times before
Yeah.
you actually find Teotez's taco shop.
Teotez's stuff, yeah.
And
It's only because we get hungry because we're tired of walking past it.
I know the three
That's
of
not-
you. The
that's
three
not
of
the
you are
reason why you're
hungry, at
hungry.
least.
Right, and like I have to keep smelling if I have to keep smelling this food, I'm getting a taco. Oh,
Yeah.
I found it.
the way that you can the easiest way to find Teotez's taco shop is the indoor planetarium is really nearby, and they had the Pink Floyd light show that just ended, so that's why there's a long line in front of it.
Oh.
For the
God,
same
the
reasons.
Wow, that's the Pink Floyd light show. I went to one of those.
This
as a
is the
kid,
best
y'all.
day ever for Jerry right now. They're like,
Focus, Jerry, focus.
I'm sorry. Okay, no. We're good. This is
Heist, what a heist! We're going to the light show, y'all.
it's a heist.
Gosh, y'all. Do
The
I have
last
to be?
15.
Do I have to try and be the responsible one here?
I am very responsible. I have a lot of anxiety and sometimes I need help calming down. That's all.
It's
The last
fair.
15 minutes of this stream is just going to be like y'all with lightsabers really, really high, just storming the warehouse.
I don't
know
We'll
what
be
you're talking
celebrating. We'll be celebrating.
You're assuming I don't already have a lightsaber.
It's like that scene out of the Ninja Turtles when they're in the elevator. We're just gonna be sitting here doing stupid stuff.
So I think you park in the back, right? And what's do we get just like a slow pan from the feet up as everyone just gets out of the car and is just ready to go? And I think Krista, do you still have the sword wrapped?
No, at this point I've
No, like one
unwrapped
hip.
it and I've on my hip.
Okay,
You get-
is this like a great sword, like a big old
This
two-hander?
is like an old medieval time fashion great sword in a leather sheath with a slightly gilded handle. You cannot see the blade yet, but it looks very out of place for cyberpunk 90s.
Right? I like that is so inconspicuous.
Is this
Yeah.
Wow, what a throwback!
Listen, there's not much I can do about it, but I'm much more useful with this thing than without. If we hit
Yeah.
trouble.
Well, we're gonna just Jerry's gonna take off their flannel and like tie it around your waist.
Just
That's a good idea,
until
actually.
we need it. Okay.
That's a good idea. Thank you, Jerry.
just be careful. That will interest some of the people around here. Whatever you do, don't make any. Chris, maybe you don't want to make any promises to to anybody.
I don't want to talk to any Fae. I know
I think
that
that's
they're-
wise.
Yeah.
And also maybe as a reminder, please don't take anything from them. They are very vindictive. I've spent years cultivating these relationships, and I don't want anything to go wrong.
That's your
Can't
serious
jeopardize my
voice.
business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you looking at me?
All of you.
I was gonna say maybe we should just let Lindsay handle this part since she's knows the area the best and knows who to and not to talk to.
As long as she gets me a burrito with extra sour cream, I'm fine.
Are you picking up
Ooh.
food for
Eat that
everybody?
too.
Oh well,
I'll pay you
Maybe.
back after the heist.
okay.
'Cause
Don't worry.
I'm
The
broke
food's
at
on
the
me.
moment.
Don't worry. I got.
This is a business expenditure during the heist.
I can write off lunch. I'm a successful businesswoman. I can write off the lunch. Don't worry, I got it.
Okay, perfect.
Woo! I'm gonna grab us a table. Come on, like Luke's arms with the other so we're out your way.
Yeah. So, with Pablo having been accidentally reminded of the one-to-one overlap between people who listen to Pink Floyd and people who like swords, as soon as Chris enters the room, everyone's eyes are on the sword.
Oh, even when I wrapped it. Oh no, they
Oh
know.
no, wait, you wrapped it. Okay, then it's hidden. It's hidden.
I thought they sensed it.
Also, I'm sorry, as I'm picturing this like montage of us getting out of the car, it's like what, skateboard shoes, combat boots,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Lindsay's
There's-
pumps.
Yeah,
know
and
what Chris
then Chucks. You just have
Yeah.
like Chucks on.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some kids with Heelys outside. The list goes on. And you see some folks who are like late teens at most. Like, I don't know, like 12 to 19-year-olds are just sort of like being loud and ordering food here. And the keen among you will notice that, like most places that I've been to that sell Mexican food, they also sell a bunch of food from all over Latin America, and it just sells, and it's great. So you can get your like, you can get a pretty wide variety, but there's definitely your burritos you can pick up. Is there anything? Do we want to spend some time sort of describing the food that people order?
I want.
Well, I was
we
a
can get
fan.
whatever we want. I want tamales. Oh, geez, I want
Mhm.
tamales.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely get like, do you get something that has like the huitlacoche, like the corn mushroom?
Yes.
Okay, you get the legit stuff. It's not even on the
Yeah,
menu.
like,
You have to order it.
yeah, like the corn. I want the elote with like the corn. I want a mango with good stuff on it.
Yeah.
Like
Very
now
good.
I'm just getting.
What are people ordering? It's like large for a small venue, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
You know, there's like enough room to sit down. There's multiple tables.
I mean, if it's on Lindsay, I'll have like what each of you are having.
Mm-hmm.
I can always put in I keep some for later, you know.
Right? Man, we're gonna sneak into a movie later and we're gonna have the best food.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna let Lindsay choose. I am not picky at all. I'm not picky. Just get me food.
Lindsay orders, well, what was requested, a variety of like, tacos, street tacos with different like,
Mm-hmm.
different meats and things, some El Pastor, some carne asada, all of that. She for herself gets like 2 small like vegetarian tacos that are just like the roasted veggies and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
And what does Lindsay do to make it clear that she's here to talk to Teotez? You know, there's a number of different people who are working the front, and you can see like the kitchen, like it's all one of those like open window things in the back. How does Lindsay put her skills to the test to begin this negotiation here?
I think when she goes up to the counter to order, after ordering, it's like she would be so I'm sorry, I'm a friend of we know this to be Tio's place, correct? Yeah. Is Tio in today? I'm a friend of his and I was hoping that I'd get a chance to speak with him. If you wouldn't mind. And there's like a sort of soft pink glow around her, and it kind of smells like floor. It smells a little like something like lightly floral.
You know, I don't even want to make you roll for anything this whole game. Let's just keep going. So,
I will say one of my I because I did make my character sheet, and since we are playing this game, one of my personality traits is charming, and particularly charming with the Fae.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the person who's working the register is just like leans in a little closer and goes, "What's the password?" They were not given a password. And she leans in close and goes, "What's the password?"
Oh, that's cute. A password. What do you think this is? Some sort of secret heist or something? I just need to talk to Tio.
Yeah, and when you say that, she just starts laughing really, really loud with like her shoulders and stuff. And she's just like, "I'll go get him if you have special business with him."
Thank you.
She goes to the back for a little bit. Your food arrives. Is there a scene sort of like eating and talking about the conversation with Tia before going in?
I think so. Like at one of those little small tables.
Like going over the plan thing again. You're like, all right, so go in here. What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to, like, it describes how the conversation goes.
I think what happens is when we're all sitting down, the only seat that's open is the one like near the window where everyone else, I need to go past everyone. I just hit people's legs with my sword as I squeeze by.
Yeah. And just like there's these like Fae teenagers being like, "Holy shit, is that a real sword?"
No.
No, it's a prop. It's a replica.
It's a replica. Again, they say it at the same time. It's a replica.
I just came back from the theater. Very good. So is there any conversation about how it goes, or is it just sort of like just an overlay discussion in general of like, all right, we're going to talk to him, see about uploading?
Also, want to talk about uploading. What else do we need? Do we want to? We have the key card. Oh, we need
You have the key cards.
We need to get him to activate the key cards because they're
Yes,
not
we have
activated.
blank
Okay.
key cards. They need to be hooked into the system.
Yeah, but the
That's
problem
where
anything-
is
you were warned not to buy anything from him unless you talked
Haggling him down first.
Yep.
Fine, unless haggling. And is there any? Well,
If-
what do we have
if
to
we're
offer? Am
haggling,
I paying for this, or do we have anything else to offer? Because
The first thing then is to figure out what he wants. If we can figure out
Hey.
something that he wants, then we can haggle for it.
that's
Are you
true.
sure you? Yeah. So
between like bites of food, is Tio Tesfaye?
I think I asked, and I don't think he is necessarily.
no, he's not. He's human.
You asked and he's not fake.
Right.
Play it by ear. What do you think, Evelyn?
Sorry, I thought it was muted. I mean, sorry. I don't know. I feel like, Lindsay, what's your read?
Admittedly, I only ever come for tacos, so
I don't blame you.
they're really good. I think just I don't know. If he's not Faye, I think that we do want to haggle. I don't think we necessarily have to worry about like promising something we don't want to. It's not like we're promising our souls here or anything like that. He can't take them. So it's fine. It should be fine.
Okay. As
Hear
long
me
as we
out.
can't like accidentally do that, I'm good.
Okay,
Nothing's impossible nowadays.
that's fair.
No.
I got radiated and I can breathe fire now, and I've got scales. Anything can happen.
Chris mentions for the first time in character.
Well, yeah.
You can
Sorry, what?
Seymour was not kidding when they said that I could breathe fire.
You know,
Why have you not done this yet?
I just thought he was being mean and saying your breath stunk.
No, I can actually do that. And I pull down like my collar a bit. You can see like golden shimmery like dragon scales on my neck and back.
Holy crap!
Yeah. And the reason why I haven't done that yet is because I work in an office setting. That's why.
well,
I'm not an arsonist.
well, frankly, this
Yes.
makes the whole endeavor so much easier. I feel like I'm slightly less worried if you can do that and you've got the sword. Like I don't.
Oh,
frankly,
okay.
we're
So-
way better off than most people here.
Yeah.
If
I just
shit
make
hits the fan-
flowers.
if shit hits the fan, like I'd rather get in without having to do any of that.
Okay. So hear me out here. Right now, we just need him to give us the codes, and then we have to talk about with the possibility of a deal having to be made for these cards.
Yes, I don't think we need to do the cards if I remember correctly, but we definitely need to download your car so we can get out later.
Well, I think
No, yeah, no.
it's either him downloading or activating the cards, or asking him for another way in.
But
If I remember
we ha-
correctly.
For what
So we
it's
have-
for what it's worth, what it was is Mare beautifully improvised. Oh, but those key cards we talked about, right?
Right.
And then Pablo said no, but instead of yes ands, and then I tried to walk it back. That's what that was. just to be clear,
Oh,
like I'm owning that
okay.
mistake I made.
It's okay.
Hey, no, but is still
Yeah.
a valid improv skill, especially for
The bullshit
To
we're gonna
take it
throw at
back.
you.
yeah, no, that's just
and
the habit
Jesse
of
isn't
latching
always
on.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, but is also an equally valid response. in
Yeah.
improv.
Yeah, which is
You don't
another,
need to worry about
which is
that.
why those key cards are now an extremely important plot point because you need to activate them.
Listen,
They're in my pocket. I got them.
Worst comes to
at least I
worst.
have me and Chris's.
worst comes to work is I use my very big lockpick.
Right. You're talking about the thing right there.
Yes.
I mean, I have actual lockpicks.
oh, thank goodness. Wait, we still
Wait,
use
you do?
actual physical locks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the big blackout.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Of course you do. That's That's very useful, the whole lockpicking thing. When did you learn
So-
to do that? Did you do that before?
I mean, no, I learned at some point.
These are skills we're gonna learn at the sleepover later, but for right
Yes.
now.
Okay.
Plus penumbra
you-
helps. And I pointed the cat that's on my shoulder.
Hello,
And
sweetheart.
like it's little mechanical and it goes "Zzz, zzz." Yeah, and then like one of the little limbs like opens and there's like little lockpicks in it.
That's so sick.
Oh
Okay.
my god! Penumbra's the coolest.
I love Penumbra
Right,
so much.
this is
Okay, I'm throwing away the entire plot. This is a story about Penumbra now.
Yeah, sure.
So Jerry's gonna offer a plan. If we go in and Lindsay does all of the talking at first until there's a possibility we need to make a deal of some kind, which it's looking like Jerry's gonna like super pay attention. Jerry's gonna they're gonna tell them I'm gonna be in the room without you guys knowing I'm in the room. You have Lindsay, I'm gonna assume you have like pens and stuff in your awesome like power suit, right?
Sure. I have a pen,
do you have,
a singular
like
pen.
a single pen, maybe like a brooch that's a little okay. They're gonna ask
floral
for
brooch.
a little floral brooch. They're gonna ask for your brooch and for you to go to. You have to go to the bathroom with me.
Like right now, or like
I have to be that thing.
the brooch?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
This doesn't make sense. I was just gonna look very intimidatingly, maybe flash my totally not real sword.
He gonna want that sword.
Yeah,
The only
Hey,
way
I
he's
mean-
gonna get it is in a painful way if he tries to get it.
that's
I don't
fair.
mind offering like, something. I don't have anything, but they have to catch me before I give it to them anyway. So, I don't mind making a deal.
Okay,
Of some
good.
kind.
I was gonna sit there until he looked away and then run.
I mean, that works too. It doesn't hurt to have a backup plan because, and also just backing up a step. What? You're going to be, what?
A pin? What? A brooch?
What? We don't need to do the plan anymore. It's fine.
What? Now I want to.
Now we're curious.
Everyone can do super rad things, and we should have known.
Your cat just produced the cutest lockpicks.
And yeah, I mean, she's pretty cool. But also scales, and you can turn into pins.
I could turn into anything.
Okay, that is more rad. Okay.
It's true. I did know this actually. It's really kind of a thing at parties.
Watching people try to pick me up when I'm a beer bottle is hilarious.
Yep. I've definitely never fallen for that before.
Very good. Is there anything else we want in this delightful scene?
No.
I think we're just settling on the plan that Lindsay's doing all the
Yeah.
talking, and the
Yeah.
rest
Yep.
of us are going to be there until
Right.
that explodes in our face.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So, the woman you were talking to emerges and says, Diotes, we'll see you now. And I think we smash cut, but is Jerry a pin?
Is Jerry a pin?
Jerry
Jerry can be a pin.
I will be a pin because I will be able to notice things I will not be paid attention to. I could be left behind. There's options here. Jerry's a pin.
So you come into Diotes' office. It's a chaos of papers, accounting sheets, recipes, and this is actually a little bit behind the kitchen. And Diotes sits in the back of this room opposite the entrance. There's a very long table, and he's sitting back, sipping on a beer. And he has this sort of like live, maybe a little androgynous look. He has long black hair and sort of very tight braids going down, just draped over his front. And standing next to him, leaning on the wall, is a woman smoking a cigarette. Y'all come in, and Theotes says, "So, my audience was requested."
Yes. Hi. Lindsay Evanston, it's nice to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you. And he, stands up, shakes your hands, and he does the same for everyone, just sort of like a very formal introduction, and then returns to slouch on his chair, and he goes, "I was not expecting company. Is there a particular something you have in mind?"
Well, see, we have a very important event that we're working on, and we were told that you might be able to help.
And he I think he interlaces his fingers, nods his head slightly, narrows his eyes, and he turns and looks at the woman who is wearing a cloak. Chris, you see with a look of warm familiarity that she has a rapier at her on her belt. And he goes, "Aristide, you hear that? They have some important things going on."
Mm-hmm.
And she just doesn't say anything, and he goes, "Okay, how can I help you, and what will I get at it?"
Well, you see, we have this vehicle that we need downloaded. That's the first and foremost, most important part. Uploaded, and then to be able to download it.
This is not a very important distinction for the purposes of this storytelling game.
Nope, figured not. It's fine. And the second is we might have a few cards that we need activated to be able to access certain locations that are very important to our event.
Mm-hmm. And when you say that, he sort of gives a light chuckle, and you can see that these plumes of smoke start to come out from his nose and just begin to slowly fade up into the air. And it's not like a weed smell. It's not a cigarette smell. It's sort of like a I don't have the words for it. That's fine. But I will say that, Lindsay, you don't get a very strong Fey read from this particular entity. And he goes ahead and says, "Okay, I know exactly. I was expecting someone. I was playing my cards close to my chest. I see you are a companion of XX_ShadowKid_XX. I see.
God damn it.
I did not have
I'm so
that.
happy the pen cannot laugh, because that is...
I did not have that bit prepared.
This is Jerry, by the way.
That's Jerry currently.
Oh, beautiful.
This is currently Jerry.
I did not have that bit prepared. I was like, what would Seymour's username be? And then it would be
100%.
100%.
Big X little X. It goes Big X little X _ShadowKid little X Big X.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Wow.
sounds about right.
Woo! That makes me mad.
Shadow Kid, yep.
Yeah. And he
Of course, that's what he goes by. Yep.
he goes ahead and says,
Why are you surprised?
"I can help."
I'm not.
He goes ahead and says, "I can help you with the car. But there was this issue of the access cards. I'm afraid this wasn't part of our correspondence."
Of course it wasn't. But we're told that you can do something about them.
Oh, any problem you find, if I can't do it myself, I can find someone who can do it for me.
What do you want?
No promises, since I'm not the GM. I forgot to tell him
Yeah,
about that.
it's up to you if you want to use it. If not, I'll use it in my next Invisible Sun game. But
What is it?
I have a redemption for channel points called Name an NPC.
Oh,
So I did.
don't you worry, fam. I got you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's easy one. That's an easy one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm well on my way to naming my own NPC. So the GM, what the fuck? So I think he goes ahead and says, "Oh, let me see one of these key cards." Mm-hmm. And as you hand them, I'm going to say that Evelyn, you see that like as soon as he makes contact with the card, just like a little plume of smoke comes out, and it's not exactly the same as your powers, but there's this kind of like mortal who's had an influence of something beyond kind of thing going on. And
very familiar energy.
yeah, he goes ahead and looks it over and says, "I could probably make it work without too long. What do you have to offer me?"
What do you normally ask for?
What is, I just want to know, Jerry, are you doing anything as a pen?
I was in the middle of typing something, man. And he looks at her, and she looks at him. But Jerry is trying to, from their vantage point of being in a little pocket, they're trying to pay attention to like everything around them. They're still like conscious as a pen. It's more for like camouflage purposes. What is the person in the cloak doing? They're on like surveillance, making sure that there's nothing fishy going on in here.
I think that you get the idea that Aristea is that I said the name, but I don't remember if that was the right name. Aristea, yeah. You get the idea that Aristea is I think the vibe you get is like this is someone who's here for security.
Like they're giving bodyguard vibes.
Yeah, but that as soon as y'all walked in, there was almost this release of tension, and there's a look of familiarity from Chris. I mean, unless you want to tell me that you're deliberately trying to play super cool, Chris.
Sorry, I reckon. I only recognize her, or is
you 100? Yeah, as soon as you saw the rapier, you were like, yeah, I know who this is.
Oh, is this my friend?
Yeah, the number of people who walk around in 90s cyberpunk worlds with normal swords is very
She's
low.
the one who gave me my sword.
Yeah.
Okay. I try to play it super cool. This is business. This is super business right here.
Okay. Chris is playing it too cool. It's a little weird.
I'm way too calm for this. Yeah.
You ask, what do you normally give? And and Diotes goes, there are plenty of things I need. There are plenty of things that are simply interesting. Sometimes I seek a favor. Sometimes I seek a mission of my own. You know, I'm open to ideas, but I've heard that there is a little farther on down the hive, there's been some disruptions recently. And normally, you know, the grid is pretty spotty down here, but there's been disruptions in operations all around. In particular, it seems like the Jefa has some kind of problem. And this is for the benefit of people who are not my players. I've decided that the criminal organization is pronounced differently from every NPC and that there's no canon pronunciation because that's just my jam.
How do we spell it again? I'll put it in chat.
XEFA.
Zifa.
So, yeah. So all of them is fine. You can vary the spelling even if you want, as long as we know what we're talking about.
If you don't know what you're talking about, then it means that.
So sounds like La Jefa is having some disruptions. There's some agents of chaos out and about. If you can bring me any information on that, then I would be, well, let's say I'm doing you this favor now. you're doing me that favor when you come back, right? Just to be clear, Samor gave you an exit strategy that was in the opposite direction. So, like...
Do you mind, Lindsay, if I pop in?
Oh, please, by all means.
I don't think we can guarantee that, but if we can't do that, in exchange, how about a favor?
Yeah. You need anything
your
moving around the
pockets,
city?
I at least from me, I won't speak from everyone else. If you're working with Aristay, it can't be all that bad.
And he cocks an eyebrow when you say that in a way that Pablo can't do. I don't have that strong control of my eyebrows. He turns to Aristea and goes, "Are they good for it?" And she just nods. And he goes, "So you'll owe me a favor indefinitely
If
in exchange for..."
If we can't do the other thing that you're looking for.
Ah, I see. So either report back to me about the disturbances further along, or you owe me. That seems like a good deal to me.
Is everyone else okay with that?
Sounds good to me.
I was going to offer my high power connections, but if this is the route we want to go, that's fine.
And
A spread? Are we just gonna have like an hors d'oeuvre spread?
Theothes snorts, and there's like another little plume of smoke that comes out, and he goes, "I don't need your surface connections. I have everything I need in the underground. Also beyond the veil. Also the criminal underbelly. 3 different things that are interlacing in the same place."
Cool.
Fair enough. Favor it is if we don't get this done.
And
Jerry is just thinking super hard in pen. Do you guys want cars?
Hey, this is Jerry's fault for becoming a pen.
Put me down.
The pen vibrates to indicate let me out.
It's like, ah!
so basically he takes the key cards and he pulls out a small pocket mirror. It's rectangular and it's very sort of ornately engraved. And one by one, he takes each mirror. Sorry, he takes each... Can you hear me? My computer's freaking out.
The problem is 2 of the key cards are with Jerry.
Oh, shit.
You gotta let me out anyway.
Okay,
Just
so
1 second.
yeah. Okay, let's do the gag. What? How does Jerry exit pen form? It was a good move. I just gave you a softball.
I think Lindsay would also, like, knowing that Jerry had the 2 key cards, she would pull out the pen, be like, Jerry, we need you. You've got the stuff. And, like, holds it as far away from her as possible.
I know. I'm like, you're like holding Jerry, and then you're actually holding Jerry, and they're like,
wait. Does that do? Alternatively, I will propose this for you, Buns. Does Jerry, as a pen, say 1 second, and then just fling out key cards from the pen form?
If you let this
so
happen,
good.
just know I'm gonna use it so much during the heist. You're giving me permission for these shenanigans. This is
absolutely.
recorded. Hell yeah, that's what Jerry did.
Very good. So as I now reach my bisexual roost upon this chair, so most of my face is out of shot. So fine.
It's fine.
Actually, that's a solvable problem.
Hey!
Yay!
So basically, we see the key cards flown out from the pen. Dietha's just doesn't react to it. Like is unfazed, snatches them out from the air and takes them one by one onto a small rectangular silver mirror and just one by one just taps them on the mirror, and there's a poof of smoke, and now each one is sort of like brimming with just like yellow, with like a yellow blue aura that slowly fades away.
In the car.
I think that he briefly sort of exits. He takes you through the back exit to the car, and I think the ritual of uploading the car is one where, excuse me, I think he asks Jerry for a smoke, because I feel like a real synergy between these two powers.
Yes.
And he takes a pull, and then he breathes out, and there's just this long stream of smoke engulfing Jerry's car. And then when it clears, there's just a floppy disk on the ground.
There's a small clap from Jerry's like, I wish I had that lung capacity. I gotta get on the level. We need to link up. There's a business card in here somewhere. Just like it is written on the inside of like a gum, like a gum wrapper. It's just like, there we go.
Love that.
I keep saying I can put you in contact and get you real business cards, but it's fine.
It's just
but they always remember me. I smell like Bubblicious.
Very good. I'll be sure to follow up with the Jerry who smells like Bubblicious. That's what I'll ask for. Is that right?
Thank you. Yes.
I think
it is awkward to see Jerry flirt. It doesn't make sense to anyone in the vicinity. What is happening right now?
And so I think that he just gives you one of these and goes, "Best of luck. I'll be hearing from you soon. If you need to find me in a hurry, any mirror should do." And then he turns around, heads back inside.
Yep, and if you need to find me, she knows how to find me all the time.
Yeah. Aristea is was waiting at the door, just like arms crossed, and then just is looking at Chris, and then just sort of like gives like a small chuckle. It just goes like,
"Oh, you
breathe a little easier."
I'll see you.
Does everyone that have a sword know each other in this city?
I was gonna say there's something
They
going
both
on
say
between the
yes.
two of you, and I'm just like bad breakup.
Aristea
No.
just gives a little chuckle and then goes back inside. Sorry.
No, we did not date, Lindsay.
Are you sure?
Chris, are you a heartbreaker?
No.
Like they're like getting the floppy
I
disk
would
and putting
believe
it
that
out.
about you, Chris, for
Yeah.
sure.
She's like my boss.
But you-
Forbidden.
No. Oh my
Oh.
God.
That seems more
Jerry,
exciting.
spicy.
No, Evelyn,
Pretty-
Lindsay.
No, I flirted
They
with
seem
the
like a
boss once.
catch.
No, like she's the one who walked out of the lake and gave me the sword.
And you got a free sword out of it. Oh wait.
It's just so
No.
funny.
But answer your question, yes. Every person in the city that has a sword knows each other because there's only the two of us.
Oh, I can see why you wouldn't want to date. Don't shit where you eat. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're not bad looking.
So-
Like
I
as
know,
you're like
they're
They're
walking
also
in.
like twice
I
my
could
age.
Okay, yeah. I mean, May December romances are never as good as people like. They just
You know, we have a job to do.
Now, this is an important addendum to the queer agenda. I'm glad we're having this conversation. So last thing before we leave is Buns. Does Jerry save the floppy disk in their like arm implants? Like, is this like one of those?
Yeah, let's talk about the techie stuff. All right, yeah. So Jerry has. It looks like so if you do remember when you bought a group of floppy disks, they came in like the plastic, almost like accordion device. That's their arm. Like they pick it up, they're kind of teasing everybody, and they flick their arm like this, and when they do, a little like there are empty slots, and they just kind of put the slot in and then press their arm back down, and they're like, All right, it's still, it like squeaks before it cracks back in place, and their elbow just kind of goes. It just kind of goes click, like they look like they're punching, and you just hear two clicks on their elbows.
Oh, I
They're
love
like,
that.
they're like, okay,
Oh, ow.
I need to oil. I know, but they always run out of mine, and I don't like the full flavored oil.
Same energy as someone who's like cracking their fingers one by one.
Right? It's just like all you hear is just.
Oh,
It was my knuckles.
I know.
beautiful. Absolutely
I can
beautiful.
crack my elbows too. I'm sad you didn't hear them. They go pop, pop.
Oh, we heard the knuckles though.
Sure did.
Sure did. Okay, so I think this might be a good point for us to take a quick bio break. Are we feeling that?
Yeah,
I can keep going if we
okay.
want to.
Getting some water. Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll be back shortly. Get some water.
One
Take care of
sec.
your necessities.
My BRB screen looks weird, but I'll fix it. Anyway, we'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes, y'all. Bye. Are back from break.
Hello, everyone. I with the little delay, I'm still hearing the music, and it's just like, man, what a bop that you selected
Right,
there,
right.
Mare.
Such a good pick.
So Jerry, you are driving to or no, we just uploaded the car.
We just uploaded the car. Yeah.
Okay, my brain
Sure
will
did.
catch up
Under
with
the
stream.
floppy disk.
The brain, my brain also has a lag, much like Twitch, and you are going to okay, right outside of the killing floor, maybe the name is written in big neon letters.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say blood, and I was gonna get very concerned.
I was like, no.
Hard genre shift. Wouldn't be the first time. But no, it's written in a big neon sign. There's a number of people moving in and out, and here people are carrying themselves with just a little more caution, or just sort of like blasé ruggedness. You know what I mean? And what's the visual for approach? Why don't you tell us, Lady Dame, who is dressed as her character?
Wait, before we do this though, can I get a clarification on what the killing floor is?
You have not received any information in character.
Okay. Do any of us know?
You do not know yet.
Okay then.
For the purposes of
I figured I'd ask at least.
Okay, so you're on the way over, and who do you pull away to ask about the killing floor, and what does that conversation look like?
Or do we go in blind?
Yeah, who are you asking? Like, I'll give you the answer to this question. Just we can have it be like a very short little bit scene.
Well, what do we see as we're getting closer to as
There's
we walk in that direction?
There's various people hanging out. Again, sort of. There's maybe more of like this attempt at queer fashion happening. There's certainly going to be leather jackets. There's going to be individuals.
Diamond earring in everybody's ear. One single earring.
Yeah. People who look a little more intense, gritty, tough, but all very fashionable.
That's what I like.
Yeah. So, is there someone who fits that description who maybe you tell me that you pull aside, or do you pull out someone who seems to be a little out of sorts?
Should we, kind of like leaning over to whoever's nearest me, should we ask someone, or should we just like go in blind?
This place is called the Killing Floor.
Yeah.
I'm getting information.
Okay. That's what I thought.
That's wise. I think that's the smart thing to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I have to talk to him, don't I?
Unless you want me to, I can do it.
Can you?
I could try and look intimidating.
Yeah.
Says 5'3" Chris.
Well, you're the one with the sword who can breathe fire. I'm sure that you're the most intimidating out of all of us. I just smell like flowers all the time.
Are we officially like in the magic like Fey Mall?
Oh yeah,
I don't think-
100%.
Oh, so somebody who I'd scale up. It wouldn't be necessarily out of place around here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just want to
That's true.
address that Chris is the least confident tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Glass Cannon over here is gonna go talk to somebody.
I'll come with you, Jerry. I'll come with you.
Please do.
And I will like the plaid like jacket you put around my waist. I kind of like casually move it out of the way so it's not covering it. And I'll come up behind tall Jerry.
Yes. Starting the new trend of sideways half kilts.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
That's me.
Wow.
Okay, so I think that there is there's a tall, thin woman with a leather jacket and teal hair and a long, flowy black skirt who is standing away from everyone else. Who does the approach?
I feel like this looks like Evelyn's person. She's got colorful hair like you do. I feel like you might have something in common. You go talk to her.
I'll back you up if you need it.
Evelyn will like roll her eyes, but she'll stomp over there.
Jerry became useless and queer the second you described them. Just useless.
I mean
we advertise this as a queer heist.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
we sure
you're going
did.
over there. They're just not talking. They're just like they went to talk away.
we can do that. We can put the audience through that painful experience. If
No,
we're so
we don't.
inclined. It'll be that episode
Evelyn,
of Steven
Evelyn,
Universe where
go.
Pearl talks to the pretty
Oh,
tough
the
girl.
tall pink. Exactly that. Exactly that. I didn't know they could come in that
Sweat
color.
race.
I didn't know humans could come in pink.
Yeah, she's
Evelyn
for the benefit of the audience, she's wearing sunglasses. She's leaning back.
So I will just stomp over there and I will, pull up a lean next to her. Also trying to seem equally nonchalant.
Yes.
What's up?
Hey, you seem like you know your way around here.
I'm so uncomfortable already.
Oh yeah, it's fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah. And she goes, "Yeah, I guess."
Well, maybe you could help me and my friends out. And I like gesture behind me at the three super awkward out of place
Right.
standing people.
We have like the nerd, we have the grunge person, then we have, I heard you say from the Parent Trap. and I'm just like,
Yeah, and she goes ahead and she says, "I don't know. I mean, this is a place for oddballs and misfits, but y'all are on another level."
is that a good thing? I think it's a good thing.
No, I don't think it is.
If
Remember,
we stand
Well,
out in
we're
the
supposed
Fey-
to stay low.
Yeah, if we standing out in the Fey area of the mall is not necessarily a good thing, considering that there's a lot of them who stand out. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm trying to go incognito.
So
I'll take a little like sidestep to like maybe try and have them like be looking the other direction from these three that are like whispering, standing out like a sore thumb.
Right? So we're just like,
And I'm just gonna be like, we're we're kind of new here. We were just wondering, where does this place kind of get its name?
and she lets out she lets out, good job, lady game. She lets out like a little chuckle and goes, oh, that's, you go here, we gotta have a good time. I mean, it used to be a fighting pit back in the day, but now it's just a club.
Oh.
The Killing Floor is a club?
I'll like gesture over to these guys and be like, come over here. And be like,
it takes Jerry like 3 steps. Their long ass legs, just like, hi.
Jerry and I would have been best friends, and she. Now that you've brought all of your friends, it kind of cuts down on like the like homoerotic awkward tension, and and she is just kind of like, oh fuck, I had it. Oh, this person's name that was named by the NPC. Oh
Blueberry.
no.
It was something spice.
It was blueberry spice head.
Spice
Blueberry
head,
spice
yeah.
head.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so she gives everyone a nod and goes, blueberry spice head. She points to her very cool, stylized, gelled, bright blue hair.
That's not your real name.
It is like a blueberry.
She goes, folks around here, we let's just say that we choose our names at the door a lot of the time. You know how it is with the Fae.
Yes, I do. Is spice like slang for something? Am I behind on this?
Spice is like the really gross, bad synthetic weed that nobody should take, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Cool. That's not this, though.
I'm just
And she
wondering if
goes-
somebody's a spice head, like if that's just. All right, whatever.
I mean, fair. I say out of character. Yeah, she goes ahead and she lowers her sunglasses a little bit, dark eyes, and she goes, so you looking to just dance, have a good time tonight, or you looking to find some travel outside of here?
Wait, just to clarify, the Killing Floor is a club.
Yeah, I mean, the fight pit structure is still there. Like, you can hang out on the bleachers and stuff.
Yeah.
It is just no longer routinely used for human combat for fun. That's honestly kind of gross. Not really a fan.
I'll be around for a bit, having a good time,
Yeah,
but
we're just chilling.
we might move on. Actually, maybe we should go get a drink whilst we're here. And I will, out of one of my many pockets, I'll ignore the fact that we're meant to be laying low, and I'll get out like one of my courier's like business card things, basically, and it's just got like my name and like number, my pager number like scratched.
Yeah, for sure. I have no idea what dating was like in the 90s, and as you get this terrible simulacrum of what life was like at the time, you hand her the card, and it now goes back to being just like a little bit nervous, and she's like, "Thanks, you're pretty cool." Eyes dart across every single person, and then goes, "Yeah, I'll see you guys inside," and then just super awkwardly scurries off.
We better.
I love it.
We better hope she doesn't see us when we go inside. We're supposed to stay low.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Yeah.
And you just gave someone your business card?
sunglasses.
Take my baseball cap and like put it down a little lower.
Right? Jerry, whose hair has been like in their hat the entire time, like they take off their hat and their hair is out. They're like, all right, so we're supposed to be going to a club, right? They're doing this the whole time they're talking.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be going to a club. All right, we have to get to these access tunnels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
All right, so if we're supposed to stick out by not sticking out, and you, who looks like they're about to go see a live play of that old movie Breakfast at Brittany's, I'm thinking you would look a little bit more in place if you were a little brighter. And they
What
look
you're
back
saying is we need these hair extensions setting up now, not later, right?
I'm saying, and they whisper, scream it,
Oh shit!
Are we having a
we're at a
montage?
mall. We're at a mall. Immediately, we're gonna have a mall
Let's
montage.
hold. Fine. We'll just.
Yeah.
All right. If we're going to a club and we need to just
Because
put
we
in
have
the
to find the
extensions.
access tunnels, so I figured this would be a good way for us to like scope out the area so we can friggin' find them.
Oh my god, Dax is
Gosh,
like,
stop at
stop at Claire's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're taking
yeah.
a stop
Oh, yeah.
at Claire's.
Yeah, we're
Fine.
doing ice.
Oh my
Whose
God,
ears
yes.
aren't pierced because they're pierced when we leave.
For the benefit of everyone here, my I can't do this with things. This is a bad decision.
Oh
For
my
the
gosh,
benefit,
beautiful.
all of the vast majority of my
Yes.
earrings are indeed from Claire's. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have. Oh God, do I? I do. I know I do. Hold on.
We're
Fucking
totally
great.
doing that. Lindsay is putting in reluctantly accepting the bright neon hair extensions because
Yes.
club.
Okay, we are 100% going to montage this, right?
Yep,
Yes.
100%
We-
montaging.
I think we begin with Jerry.
Okay, so Jerry has now these like space buns, and whatever color is not going in Lindsay's hair, they put in their hair. Like they actually put like the glow sticks around it to kind of be that pop of color. And I'll probably actually put some on. They put on like purple lipstick as toned down as they can, but still look like they're a little out there. So they do one of these. They're like, okay, no, we got this. We got this. Are we fitting in? It's like slowly but surely they all start dressing more like Evelyn. They're like, they seem to fit in on what's going on
Oh
in
my
here.
God.
Very good.
Then we just do on camera different things. But so they do the hair, they do the lips, they just so I can no longer have this glare on my face. They're gonna take off their glasses. Their eyes are beautiful. But I don't know what to do with their clothes. That's when they look at Evelyn and go, is it working?
It's perfect.
Yes.
Very good. So I want to do just sort of brisk scenes on this one. Evelyn, what does your makeover look like?
Does Evelyn need a makeover?
Very good talk.
Just saying.
I think
No,
out
in
of
all-
everyone, Evelyn needs it the least.
But in all seriousness, I mean, is there anything that your character does to prep for this part of the heist?
I think like a lot of this montage is you know, obviously she's helping everyone else. And then like near the end she probably just like looks and then she just rips one of the rips in one of her clothes just like a bit more. And that's like it.
I'm fucking dead. That's so good. Okay. I'm gonna ask Lady Dame last. So there. What does Chris do for the makeover?
I let Evelyn and everyone else do the makeover for me because Chris can't do clothes or fashion. So it's more so just letting you do what you want. No complaining. So
Yes.
I think I'm definitely wearing, oh God, I don't know. What am I wearing?
We like roll your sleeves up so that they're more like this.
I think I put on your plaid jacket too.
Yes. And you put it on, it's up there. We still roll up just one.
Just one
sleeve. We take one of your pants legs and put it up, and then pull your sweatpant down.
And I get some earrings from Claire's and put them on.
You didn't
My
have
heart is
pierced
going to
ears when you went
explode.
in there, but you do when you leave.
Yeah. Incredible.
Jordan.
Incognito.
So good.
Jerry has a fake tattoo now. We got this.
This heist, y'all.
What's
We're going undercover.
I really want to give Jordan like a hot moment here. So like,
It's fine.
what snacks do you buy between the fucking makeover scenes?
We're still munching on the bag of the things. Jerry is at least from Teo Tez's taco place.
Yeah,
There's just still munching.
absolutely. There's definitely like a food court with like a cinnamon bun place, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I also get bugles.
Jerry asks for some and does the thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, no,
You
I'm
put
doing
them
the
on your
thing.
fingers. Tell us when you're ready, because I know exactly what Jerry's gonna do. They just turn around and they go, "I'm the stag king," with bugle fingers.
Amazing. And then with that extraordinarily fast makeover, Jordan, do you want to tell us about your character's makeover, or do you want to just look at the camera and smile?
Lindsay puts the colored extensions in her very blonde hair, and so she's got some pink and yellow, neon yellow. I think I have lipstick on my teeth now. It's good.
Right?
She takes a page from Jerry and puts her hair up in pigtails, and puts on a brighter pink lipstick. And she would ditch her blazer. She's still in like the pants, and she's got like a sort of florally blouse underneath. And her like pumps, her like white pumps, but she just like removes the blazer and sort of like slings it over her shoulder, and that's what she's got going on.
Incredible. And so, excuse me.
Right, Jerry's like,
Yeah. God, I love Jerry. And so much, all of your characters. And so everyone emerges from the various sections of the shopping mall, now having had this makeover. And so as we continue this diceless improv where there's no rules whatsoever, we didn't have to bother having a session 0 and as far as making game mechanics stuff happen, you walk through the door to the killing floor. And you are immediately attacked on all sides by like little vendors that have like stalls set up inside, and they're trying to sell you little tchotchkes, stuff to take home. There's like a mini arcade where like, you know, there's rewards, but like you would have to be here for 5 years to actually get like the Xbox or whatever. And this place is vibrant. It's filled with life. People are running around this way and that. There are kids here. And you start to hear the sounds of the song "Around the World" by Daft Punk as you approach the actual exactly as you approach a sign that has been crossed out that said "fighting pit" and now it says "dance floor."
Yeah. Well, maybe we should focus. Find the thing we're looking for.
Yep.
We are focusing.
Okay. Okay, but this is just Jerry. This is normal for Jerry.
This is just Jerry. This is normal.
I'm guessing we don't quite know where the we're looking for an access tunnel, right?
Tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think we should scan the room. Partner up.
Okay.
Sure.
Meet back on the dance floor in 5 minutes.
Maybe just off the dance floor, right off instead of on it.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Well,
we're
as
already
the bartender.
All right, who's going with who?
I grab Lindsay's hand and say, "Hey, why don't we look the other side of the dance floor?"
Okay.
It's you and me, Jerry. Where are we gonna go?
And I want to like take Lindsay straight across the dance floor / mosh pit kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's
Right,
I mean,
that
it's
you
pretty,
only can move if you dance across the
If
dance.
you dance across.
yeah, it's pretty densely packed with people dancing with just vast different levels of skill. I mean, just really like it goes from like the person who is like just sort of writhing arrhythmically on the floor to the person who is doing the worm on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
And everything in between. The cat has to be pet. And
I'm getting you a cat. Don't worry, I'm getting a cat.
And as you pass through here, you can see that there is in fact a circle. It seems like there is a dance battle taking place in the middle of the arena. So as Lindsay and Evelyn head on over, what do you cat? As do you pass on by?
I'm gonna sort of stop somewhere in the middle of the dance floor, and say to Lindsay, like, we can lay low kind of here, because I think Penumbra can help here. So my little cat is my mythos. It can like basically be like a sentry and like search and relay the info back to me.
Okay.
So,
what in universe does Penumbra use to relay that sort of camcorder footage back to you?
So it's kind of like it gives me. It's kind of like extra vision. So my eyes go shadowy, as do its eyes, and I can basically see through whatever the cat is seeing.
Beautiful.
So it's like this super like 90s like, so it's super chunky, like with its like, you know, you used to get those little robots that just like flipped. That kind of
like
shit.
the little dog.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's like that, but like a cat version.
There was a cat version.
Yeah, it's like that. So it looks very like tech, except for its eyes, and my eyes have like the smoky kind of shadowy.
Hey, a thing happened. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Nope. Well,
Oh my
keep
God, I love
continuing.
Penumbra.
Continue telling us about Penumbra.
So I will sort of set them on the floor, and then I will just sort of like be to Lindsay like, watch me.
Watch you.
Watch me. And then my eyes will go like smoky. And then, but I'm gonna start a battle dance as well, basically, whilst watching through the cat.
Lindsay's
Sorry,
gonna sort of.
everything's.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
My bad. Everything is cool and good. I didn't catch exactly what the cat was that everyone was reacting to. Like I know that you have Penumbra the robot cat, but there was a thing that everyone reacted to, and I just didn't catch it.
It's I can't remember like what the brand or whatever was called, but you know, you got those little robot dogs that all they did was just like flip.
They would bark a couple times and then flip. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just nostalgia.
Yep.
It
was
A little
that.
flippy.
It looks like that. But it's a cat and it has like mysticky, shadowy, like
incredible
eyes. Yeah. And so I just like let it go on the floor. And then I just said to Lindsay, like, watch me, like, look after me. And then my eyes are gonna go shadowy as well, but I'm gonna dance.
Yeah.
Lindsay
Beautiful.
sort of awkwardly step touches like the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even bob in the head.
Yep.
So maybe the camera pans and we see like Blueberry was heading over to talk to Evelyn and then sees the shadowy eyes, is like, that seems like a bad time. And and so like we see Penumbra. Does Penumbra move primarily by flipping, or is that just a thing that she can do?
I don't think it does. I think it looks very much like one of those little robots that will just like jump, but because it's actually like Fae, it actually moves kind of a bit more cat-like when it's off doing its business.
Yeah, and just sort of like interweaving between feet just super smoothly until it gets to the center, and maybe like from our cinematic view here, the music kind of fades away for a moment as we get a shot of the two people who are dancing in the middle of the floor are two children who look like much younger versions of Lindsay and Evelyn. How does young Evelyn dance?
Without a care in the world. So like there's a lot of like wiggling, and she just jumping, a lot of jumping, just very much a kid with complete like carefree attitude, doesn't care who thinks of, you know, what people think of how she's dancing, and with a massive smile on her face. She's loving it. Yeah.
Beautiful. And young Lindsay?
Lindsay took ballet classes as a little girl, obviously. And so does a lot of twirling and pretends to do a lot of ballet moves, like that are semi-awkward, but you know.
Oh yeah. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah. That's little Lindsay.
Very good. And so the camera pans back from the cat to these two, and how does our Evelyn react?
So as me, Evelyn, I can see kid versions through Penumbra's eyes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I will immediately sort of stop dancing, and blink a bit, and the shadowiness goes away. And I'm like, "Did you see that, Lindsay?"
The younger version. I thought it might be the. I mean, I thought it was whatever Jerry had passed to us. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Glad I have that reputation.
That's not happened.
We have a good time at the cookouts.
We're gonna please look for the completely written out story of a cookout with the Birchbachers.
I want a slice of life.
We're gonna be roommates after this. Just quirky 90s roots.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Oh my god.
So
I'm sorry.
Do we want to pivot to the scene with the other two, or is there another part of the reaction that we want to have in this scene?
I think that's good. Just Evelyn is from someone who was very like, yeah, whatever the fuck. Seeing her younger self seems to be quite like
sobering.
Yeah, sobering for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And you know, Lindsay's coming to this realization too. Do you want to pivot to the other one, or is there something you want to have in the scene?
I think Lindsay starts to kind of glow a little bit, and it's sort of it's a couple of different colors. Like there's a little bit of like the alarm orange. There's a little bit of like a happy pink in there too. And a little bit of a sad lilac purple that sort of flash in between all the three colors. And on the dance floor, she's kind of still step touching and like there's something. It's something that she knows, like she doesn't know whether to process that, like how to process this. It's like we have a mission to do. And
what mission?
Exactly. I don't know. But yeah, so there's a lot of different feelings before we head to the flash, before we see what the other two are up to.
Yeah, very good.
Just to check so I understand. Are these like other people on the dance floor that we can see?
Yeah, so
okay.
You can approach that circle where everyone's around, and there's these two kids. I mean, what did we say, like preteen?
Yeah, I think you said anywhere from like
pretty young.
Lindsay was like
7 to 12 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just like very, very young,
like
are
7.
just breaking it down in the middle of this club. It's a very strange sight, and you can see them. Like you can both see, you know, each other's counterpart.
I think Lindsay would start to sort of head closer to get and sort of watch for a little bit, maybe dragging Evelyn along.
Yeah. Evelyn's pretty hesitant, but we'll come along. Yeah.
So
Lindsay just grabs Evelyn's hand.
So as that happens, I love this so much. As
I
that
was like,
happens,
oh my gosh, because I think Lindsay and I think Lindsay did that back in the first one shot. I
Mhm.
think we had that
Oh.
I
moment.
think they did too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. So, so Jerry and Chris are searching maybe like what we would call the front end of the killing floor.
Oh, I was gonna
Yeah.
lean over to you,
Oh.
Jerry, and be like, I don't think like access tunnels would be like anywhere where the public can get to them. So I was like, maybe we should try and like check the employee only places, maybe near the bathrooms or something.
Definitely
along those
near
lines.
the bathrooms.
Yeah, like I don't think that'll be anywhere
of
up
the-
front where anyone can just wander in. You know?
Yeah, no, but that means we have to go deeper. And that means you have to take my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yep. I'll take your hand. And if anyone asks why we're back here, we look very embarrassed and sheepish and pretend we're looking for somewhere private. If you're okay with that. If they ask.
I'm already holding your hand.
Exactly. Let's go.
Very good. And so, you have to ask around for a while, but eventually you do realize that there is a downstairs where the bathrooms are at. And as you head on over, there's 3 doorways, of course, because I'm not going to put like a bathroom binary.
It's not going to be
story.
a good.
Yeah.
There's the male restroom, there's the female restroom, and then the third one just has a you'd think I would remember the name of this thing. You see the head of an enormous deer that is mounted just above the middle bathroom
Stag.
sign, and you recognize the many eyes and the very elaborate horns of the Stag King. Again, flashback to this was the adversary of a prior one shot. I don't remember any details about it. Then none of this information about it is relevant.
Don't ask me.
It's like super important or like necessary for understanding the situation. This is for the purposes of this game, just part of their backstory.
I kind of like grip your hand a little tighter. Did you just have like a traumatic flashback?
You mean the one I'm still currently having?
Good point. Okay, let's pretend it's not looking at us, and we'll try, and maybe try and find. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Only if you kick it with me, and then they're gonna kick the door open and go inside because we're saying we're going into the third room, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You head over to the middle bathroom. You kick open the door, and you see out the other side there was someone who was going to try and open it, and you like beat this person to it. And you see that there is just a small child, very young Jerry, and they're like, watch it. And then they like turn to look at you for a second. They go, oh, your eyes are all wrong. You don't look like me. And then they just push past you and keep on walking.
That's because you're not dead inside yet, you little shit. Come back here. Oh no, this is really what I'd say to myself if I did this.
Let's end this campaign right now. This is over. That's it. This is good as it's gonna get.
Fuck the hype.
I will not chase him if you do not want to chase him, because what does little Chris look like?
Yeah, and so I think just after, I mean, like there is like bathroom stalls in here. This is a bathroom, and you see like young Chris is just like washing their hands and just kind of like, sorry, sorry, I don't know.
You keep washing your hands, and we'll just do our business and leave you be. How's that sound, sweetheart?
Is there a tunnel back there?
Yeah, do you know if there's some weird tunnels around here?
And they're just like, they kind of like finish washing their hands and this little squeak of turning off the faucet, dry their hands, and just sort of, they're just like, I don't know if the boss wants you to do that. You're not really supposed to go there. And then they like come closer and they just kind of like do one of these. And there's like there's a little like ventilation thing in the back of the gender neutral bathroom, of which like one of the bolts is like barely screwed on and there's no other ones. And they're just like, you didn't hear it from me. Okay, bye. And then they just like scurry off.
Jerry's head pokes into like the bathroom door. Why does yours get to be cute? I'm gonna go kick mine's ass.
No, do not. We're supposed to lie low.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I think
This was
so.
not the reaction I assumed you would have.
Hey, I can breathe fire now. This is not the weirdest thing. There's a lot of weird things going on.
Right? You being a polite little bean is like the most normal thing about this whole situation.
I'm not gonna think too hard about this because also the Star King's head is here. Let's make sure we give Lindsay a heads up.
I feel like for the rest of us, because we swooped in the car, we're all just going with the flow way too easily.
You can also come back later and kick little Yu's ass another day.
They need to learn manners. My eyes are like this because I have insomnia. I'm really insensitive about it.
I'm sorry,
Like this is like
Jerry.
as they're walking back out the bathroom because we gotta go find the other.
We gotta go meet back up on the floor.
Incredible.
Like I'm definitely don't
oh.
look okay, but I don't look okay, but I'm trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take some of the tissue from the paper towel dispenser, like a bunch of it, and I'm gonna throw some at the toilet. I'm not gonna flush it, but I'm gonna like stick some in there so it looks like it was there, and then put out of order on the third bathroom and go, all right, let's go get the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you do that, you think you just catch a little bit of movement from the Stag King's head out of the corner of your eye while you're doing it. And you like take a step back and look. It's not moving anymore.
Maybe before we go up and get them,
bitch.
can I take off the jacket that I have borrowed from Jerry? And Jerry, you're tall. Can you do me a favor and like put this above its eyes? I don't like how it's staring. Cover the head. Can you cover the head for me? You're taller than me.
From years of just taking their brother's stuff and throwing it, if they just go, ugh, and it just like flaps over their face.
Yeah,
like,
and
right
it
between the
hands
antlers.
it hands over the antlers, which is the word I was thinking of earlier. And you hear just like a low growl, and you kind of imagine that like there's just like a little bit of shaking, and then it's just silence.
Let's do this quick.
I'm gonna come kick his ass later too.
Yeah.
Like take
Yeah,
your
yeah.
hand and walk away. Jerry has like reverted to how they were as a kid, like taking all the shorter people's hands and like trying to walk them safe.
Please, yes. All the hand holding.
My heart hurts from so much love right now. So you head back upstairs, and you see that Lindsay and Evelyn are watching with attention in the middle of this fight pit. But it's a dance floor.
Yeah, we don't know that they've also seen their thing, so it's kind of you guys just kind of feel. Well, Lindsay's gonna feel Jerry's hands on their shoulder and just go, Lindsay. Oh, you're muted.
Damn.
Always.
Oh, what? Oh, what? Sorry, Jerry. Hi.
We found the tunnels. Are you okay?
And I'd like to also like maybe touch Evelyn's shoulder to get her attention as well.
Yeah.
There's a little version of us.
Yeah,
Of me and Evelyn.
we know. Wait,
Oh,
you
is
you
yours a
two?
little shit too?
Wait, you two?
What do you mean, you two? Who the fuck are these people?
Apparently,
You look
they're
just
us.
like me.
Are you sure your eyes are right?
I didn't talk to her. Me? I
Oh
didn't
no,
talk to
Lindsay.
me?
Like they feel like they can because you guys are like sisters
yeah.
at this point. But they like put their hands on their face, and go, you need to take a deep breath because Yep, remember, smell the daisies, blow out the candles. You gotta listen to me.
Amazing.
There's two ways you can respond to this. The Stag King's head is hanging over the bathroom.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
It's just his
No.
head.
Okay, no.
The
I'm
good
just.
news is
I kind of like
it's
put my
just his
arms.
head.
I put
Smell
my
the daisies,
arms through
blow the
yours.
candles.
It start dragging you out of the mosh pit,
Yeah.
Smell the daisies, blow out the candles. Smell the daisies, blow out the candles. And the glow around Lindsay gets a little bit brighter, and it's this like sickly sort of like puce green that
Oh.
sort of has like this electric tinge in the air.
Ooh. Oh no! I will. I'll get mani petties with you, and
Okay.
and I'll help you get the colors out of your hair. Mani
Thank
petties.
you. Mani
Mani
petties.
petties.
Mani petties.
Petties.
Mani
Mani
petties.
petties.
French manicure.
do you wanna-
Okay.
Evelyn's gonna look really torn and then just say to Chris, like, I'll be with you in 1 second. And
Okay,
she's gonna
okay.
just
Downstairs.
go over.
Downstairs.
She's gonna go over to small Evelyn and Lindsay.
Mhm.
And just maybe see if she can sort of like, probably little her, just like pull her like into a different bit of the mosh pit and like yell like, who are you?
Okay. And as you do that, young Evelyn just sort of like blinks a couple of times and is just like, oh shoot. Hey, it would, we have something important to do, and I have somewhere else I have to be. It's not too important.
I mean, you just said it was super important.
It's not super important to you. It's important to me.
Yeah, now about that. Seems like
Mhm.
that might mean it's also important to me.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna go like, Evelyn?
And she goes, look, I know you think that you're the only you, but this is a place where sometimes yous from other places might come by for a little bit. And my friends and I have a job to do, and we spent too much time here dance fighting. We thought it was really funny, but we should, just like nervously like tugging at like her sleeve or whatever. It's just like I should go.
There's like a slight twitch in the corner of Evelyn's like mouth, like smile, because we both got distracted by dancing.
Temperature check on the supernatural clone thing.
Oh,
How are you
no,
feeling about
I
this?
love it.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
freaking
yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm here for it.
You're ready to
Yeah.
argue if I catch up with mine.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like Jerry would deck their younger self?
It would just be one of those, just kind of like back of the head slaps. It's like, stop, calm down. It's like,
Yeah.
Evelyn's gonna like loosen her grip where she's sort of grabbed, and like her expression softens, and she's sort of like, and then she like takes out of her pocket a little stone with a circle with a hole in it.
Favorite hagstone.
Yeah, and she's just gonna be like, I don't use this anymore anyway.
And
It's
young
good to
Evelyn's,
see you again. And I give her this little stone.
and young Evelyn's eyes go super wide, right?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not role playing your character like you did
No, I
last
love
time
it.
super well,
I
but
love it.
she's just kind of just like nervously like she gives like a little like weak half smile, and then she realizes like when she sees the thing, she's just kind of like sort of like smile much more earnestly. She's like, oh, cool, you're not so bad.
I think I really needed to hear that.
Like I know you think you are.
Well, that's maybe something that you need to try and not forget like I did.
And she goes, I don't get what you mean. I hope I never do.
Me neither. And then I'm gonna like give her a hug I think.
It's real feels hours in here.
Yeah.
Feels time.
Yeah, there's a hug and there's like a wee little tear from older Evelyn.
Same
And then
cheese.
she'll like, roll her shoulders and be like, get out of it, kid.
This is so different from the last time you played this character. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And so she just kind of like scurries over to her friend and tries to disappear in the crowd.
I'm gonna run after Chris.
Hey, quick time check. Do we want to try and be done in 20 minutes? Because I can speed this thing up into overdrive, but if we want to keep things at this pace, it's going to go more than 20 minutes.
I'm happy for this pace if people are.
I'm okay to
I know
go.
I'm the late one. So.
I'm good to go for another 50 minutes of story if everyone else is. What does everyone else think?
Yep.
Yeah,
Jordan?
I think we can
Yeah,
cut
we
a
can do
little bit
that.
faster,
Okay.
but I don't think we need
Okay.
to like
Rush.
get into big epilogue hours here.
Okay,
so
Okay.
so everyone goes back into is back at the hallway with the 3 bathrooms, including the Stag King bathroom.
Is the shirt still on the Stag King
Mm-hmm.
when we get back?
I think, you know what? I think it might be creepier if it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
just
kind
the
of like it's at a
silhouette
different angle. Is what I had in mind. Like it's shifted visibly since last time you were here.
Oh, so instead of like looking forward, it's like looking to the right or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it's actually looking down.
Oh.
So it's just like draped down, and you can see underneath the jacket when you pass underneath.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Jerry it's like we're kids again. They are like in front of you guys, even though they don't want to be. They have Lindsay like right behind them, and they're just
Maybe,
like
Jerry, maybe I should be in front. Maybe I should be in front.
Lindsay,
sure.
Lindsay, having calmed down and having been prepared to see the Stag King, she has a wooden ring. Lindsay, unlike Jerry, doesn't have implants necessarily, but she has a wooden ring that is like one of those that like has that it like opens up and has things inside of it. And she takes out one of the little seeds and sort of tosses it onto the shirt, and like as one of her things that she does, and as she tosses it onto the shirt, it sort of spreads out into like a cobweb sort of situation and covers the entire Stag King in the cobwebs. As part of her being able, as an event planner and a wedding planner, decorating is her skill set.
Yeah.
What she decorates with
is up to her.
So I'm gonna let you pull the jacket away as part of the process if you'd like. That's either way, but what I will say is
We'll time it and I like take it off while you cover it up.
Yeah. But while as soon as the seed touches, you just hear like this loud growl, like this sort of like bestial like that you haven't heard since many years ago. And it's scary, but it's so familiar. And you just feel wash over you the memories of the last time the group of you were together and you got out of it.
I feel like we all are just like we look like the same kind of way. Like afterwards, we all had that moment where we all like stood there and was like this. I feel like we're like in that same like formation while you covered up. We're like, yeah. Like all of us like as a unit before we all go in the bathroom.
Yeah. The Stag King is back upright, but now there's all this like cobwebs and decorations, branches and leaves, and it's just occluding the view of the Stag King. Every single eye is covered, and it has like lines and lines and lines of eyes. They're all covered, and you can't see them anymore.
Good.
I'm bigger now, and you only have a head. You don't scare me anymore.
You raggedy thing. I'm sorry. Jerry can't do anything but just like add on to stuff.
Your coping mechanism is just adding quips.
It's part of my my weakness thing for my powers for the game. See, look, we are using the rules. I have to goad my enemies.
The only one I've been using so far is common sense as part of my abilities.
I totally forgot.
I have to goad my enemies. Like I have to like poke at them, like Spider-Man level poke at them. That's why Jerry's like constantly doing one-liners. It's like
Beautiful.
it like helps their powers.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, in here, little Chris said
Mhm.
we need to crawl through the air ducts. I know, Lindsay, you'll be fine.
But this is
Okay.
a new suit. Okay, fine.
Okay. I already said many petties. You're not getting dry cleaning too. Now put your pumps in my hand so I can give you a boost.
Yeah,
I was gonna
and
say,
so
do you want me to go first?
Yeah, Chris, you should go first.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Please do.
I
if
think
I
we
could-
see a
yeah.
montage. I think we're going
Mhm.
into montage mode here. Different images of unscrewing the last bolt, closing the door behind you. We see the boost given, crawling through the air ducts, finding
We put the vent back there. We it's not screwed on, but we put it back in place.
Mhm.
We're smart.
Yes.
and you eventually find this just like wrought iron stair. You begin to climb up and make your way into the warehouse district. And I think we see the scene of just like, I mean, it would be a like one of those like ceiling little square tiles that just sort of gets lifted, and you're looking down and you're seeing that there are these robot guards patrolling. The robot guards are sort of like thin, wiry metal figures that are just like walking, and they're producing holograms of a bright blue, burly guard. But you can see that they are they have not noticed you, of course, but they are walking sort of very briskly, keeping a pace, but they are walking individually, right? So there's a decent amount of time between them. What's the scene for getting through them and getting to the right vault?
How many?
Like there's a fair number of them throughout the warehouse. Like I think within a short period of time, you managed to get a pretty good estimate that there's like over a dozen in this average area, but they're walking with enough time between them that like even just incapacitating one or two in some manner would give you enough time to rush over to the right vault.
Do we know like what sort of what sort of artillery they would have on them? Like what might they have to stop intruders? What kind of level of danger are we talking about?
Yeah, I think I can tell you sort of broadly that it would be non-lethal, but you tell me what is the kind of weapon? What is the flavor of weapon that they use?
Good question. What do people reckon?
They're security bots, right? They have the projections that show a burly guard, but most likely they're just there to do patrols and like protect things. So it makes sense for them to have some type of chase maneuvers. So like bolos. Bolas. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I know.
but since this is like 90s cyberpunk, they
Yeah.
like electrify, right?
Yeah.
Like electric bolas.
They're like laser balls.
Yeah.
Do we?
So it's something to capture and something to attack. Oh gosh, why am I thinking like a GM?
So Evelyn's gonna look at everyone and be like, I don't know what's going on with that young Stag King thing, but I feel like I want to get this done kind of quick.
Yeah, same here.
You guys think you've got this if I get their attention?
How do you plan on getting their attention? Do you plan on getting away? Do you plan on taking them out?
I can keep them on the run for a bit.
All right, but if you get them out the way, give us a time that you comfortably. We said 5 minutes before. Give us 10 minutes, and then come back to the vault, and we'll go back through the vent. But we're not leaving without you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to lure them off into me, or maybe into the point of my sword?
I could certainly do that. How about I lure them off, keep them away for a few minutes. I'll come back if there are some. Be ready for me coming in hot.
Okay. And
yeah.
We'll just have a nice shish kebab.
Excellent.
And I'll be cover.
And then, so I think Evelyn was one of like the last people in the vent. So from the back of the vent, she just poofs, and there's like some shadowy smoke.
Yeah.
And then you see her sort of standing down there. And yeah, you see her kick out like the Healy type things that she has on her feet.
Hey!
And she's gonna basically just like, I think if this is all right, it's like a slow-mo shot, you know, like where you have the quick like title sequence thing, and she's basically gonna go past, like skate past them. And just, like,
anime music is playing right now.
Wink at them in slow motion, and then like keep going and like try and take a bunch of them off on a little chase.
Yeah. And so we see like the like blue hologram like turn into a bright red, and just like a like 90s text to speech is just like intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder, and they're just like chasing you down. And then what's Chris coming down from the fence and attacking them looking like?
As soon as they're like, I'm timing it correctly, so I land on top of them as soon as Evelyn passes by, and it's just like slow motion dropping from the vent onto them with pulling my sword out at the same time, and it looks like a regular broadsword except for one thin line during the middle of like holographic neon pink, like like on a, and just immediate swipes and, you know, disabling of the hardware.
Beautiful. It was just like that time where Marefeather in person also used their broadsword with a bright pink neon to attack all the robots.
Yep.
And I think that it becomes pretty clear that you have a brief but relatively safe window to make your way over to the nearest vault.
48B.
To 48B, yeah. So everyone comes down, or are folks... are you all traversing to the vault together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so how do you get down, Lindsay?
Oh, I think the scarf that Lindsay has been wearing sort of becomes like a little bit of a vine rope situation that she ties to the vent and slides down that.
Cool. Love that.
Beautiful.
Jerry takes out what they were smoking earlier, and their fingertips go red, just causing it itself to smoke. And when it does, it creates like this wall of smoke behind, like in front of them while they're running, like behind them, creating the cover that they said for Evelyn to be able to run in hot. So they do that, and it just goes like this, and it just creates like this wall of smoke for them to run into.
Beautiful. And so with the rest of them sort of held out, you make your way over, and 48B stands before you. And, you know, there was going to be a scene about breaking into the vault, but you have your access key. So it's all good.
Sure do.
Super slow-mo slide, and then like and then this key goes beep, and then just
hell yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. And so this like really hardcore like bank vault ass looking thing is just like just like all the different mechanisms are unlocking, and then it like slowly creaks open. And...
come on.
So you make your way over to the vault. It's sparse. It's pretty bare. Hasn't been visited in weeks, maybe months. There's 2 items inside: a bag and a disc, each resting on identical marble pedestals. The large bag is haphazardly labeled $10 million in 1999 currency. The floppy disk is carefully labeled in fine tip marker, the truth about what happened.
Oh,
does anyone else find this really weird?
Feels like a trap.
Yeah, and trappy. Definitely trappy.
This is super weird.
It does definitely feel very trappy. But also, who's getting what?
Well, Jerry, you and I are both at the vault for sure.
Yeah, that's what they look over to you to go, okay, who's getting what? You getting the disc?
I think, well, you can hold the disc, right?
Yes.
I'll grab the money, you grab the disc. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, that's totally fine. We just have to do it at the same time.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
also, I'm sorry if I have to push you.
What?
Don't worry about it. You ready? Count of 3. 1, 2. I'll do short steps so you keep up.
So what's the visual for the two of you heading over into the vault? Like, you're using your powers to like do this with an extraordinary agility, right?
Mhm.
Yes, very, very much so. Jerry, they go like a stone version of everything.
Mhm.
Theirs trying to stay in a way so if anything comes at them, it bounces off of them and doesn't hurt Lindsay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you use your precautions and your abilities, it does not appear that there is an actual like there isn't any
There's no
safety
security
defense
against it?
mechanism inside the vault.
That's
We're in like
awesome.
slow-mo mode to the pedestals. Do 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 do.
right. Just action run to the thing, but we want to try to get them at the same time though.
Yeah.
Like take them off the pedestal at the same time.
Yeah. So the two of you grab the two objects. Immediately afterwards, you just hear like boing, boing, boing. The pedestals begin to sink into the ground, and you hear the voice of the city's AI begin to speak over loudspeakers and say, "Now I can't see what's going on over there, but I am going to say, whoever it is, why? This ain't very nice." As the two of you are just fucking darting out of the vault.
Mm-hmm. I want to say, like, there's another like bit of a seedling that Lindsay just like sort of slams onto the ground and makes it the surface of it like slimy, like almost like a slick moss, so that like Jerry and Lindsay, as they rush to get out of the vault, sort of like do that baseball slide under it as the vault doors close. Yes.
So
I just want to go because nobody likes you.
Right?
No, don't trust the cold iron. Fuck cold iron.
And we hear this loud noise from outside the vault too. Me and Evelyn. Well, there goes our cover.
So having obtained these two things, having obtained these two things, you essentially, I'm going to say you have two options. If you stick to the plan, you go back, you go back out the way you came, and then once you're back in the hive, you're going to drive to the robot assembly factory and take your exit. But taking a peek from where you're at, you realize that there are some repairs and refurbishings taking on, and it would be possible to utilize some of that scaffolding as a ramp and just drive out on the surface if you're whichever you think would make a cooler rule of cool scene.
Or I just realized the deal. I'm gonna have to have a deal, so we're not going that direction. That's way too far. We're in hot shit. for TO test.
Yes, we are in hot shit. Technically, do we need to hide? Like, do we get back into the vents?
Yeah. You're crawling over the vault, and like definitely like you're hearing the footsteps of the robot robot guards. They're throwing bolas like haphazardly because they can't see through the wall of smoke. But
some
they're
eventually
hot on your tail.
lose their arms from a sword that comes out of nowhere.
And it's I'm feeling some serious She-Ra vibes from like the fucking like line inside as well. And some of them lose some limbs, and it's just like intruder alert. And as you're back in the air vents and you're crawling back to the killing floor, you're just hearing over loudspeakers the AI being like, "Now why'd you have to do that?
God, I hate him.
We could have gotten along. Now I have to find out who exactly you were. You know, mayor wasn't always my job. Back in my day, it was a matter of being, you could say I was a bit of a prophet I'm a bit of an oracle. I was in predictive software. That was my original programming. So I'm going to narrow down who exactly is responsible for this, unless you just want to turn around, return it. I'm sure we could figure out a bargain of some sort.
Just to like from the back.
Lindsay's changed already.
Are you even surprised? It's Lindsay.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Evelyn's just gonna be like, I knew that fucker was awful. Nobody speaks that nicely and isn't covering up for something.
Yeah. And my company was the last one who did the programming on it, so he's even worse, okay?
So we're out the thing. Jerry is because at this point we need to definitely lay low. He's trying to hone in on people. Jerry's gonna turn into a giant dumpster and say, "Get in!" Like on the side of the building. They go outside. Jerry's gonna turn into a dumpster.
So quick thing. You go ahead and you run on out of the, before we get there, you run out of the vent. You run out of the bathroom stall and you see that the Stag King head has been removed, and there's currently a sign that says, please pardon the dust as we remodel. You take a look at that, and it's just like, okay. And you managed to move past that.
I thought we'd already done that. I'm sorry. No.
No worries. You managed to move past that. Some people try to dance fight with you in like a way that is not really like viscerally, lethally threatening. As you like move on your way through the dance floor, and you make your way out the door, and here, Buns, you want to turn into a dumpster.
Like outside the building. I thought we were going like outside of the mall, and then I was going to do that. For sure.
It's just, physical space, RPGs. I get it.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, but it was because I've already shown that I can speak in there, and we need to hide. And because I am made of a organic matter, he cannot scan me to try to see what I am right now. So it gives us a good place to hide.
So, how do you activate your powers, and everyone's going along with it, right?
Right. So you guys have already seen me with the blood when I did the wall of smoke, and it kind of activates the same way. It has to be a kind of a hindrance of vision. My mythos is Puff the Magic Dragon. So it kind of becomes camouflage. So it goes into lines on what's already around us. So it'll be the type of dumpster that is already around the mall. It won't be really anything out of place. I just take on the same shape as everything else. So it happens again. So you smell it, and you're like, you basically, you turn and go, now is not the time. And you just see me sort of anamorph down, and there's a dumpster sitting there, and it just goes, get in.
Okay, I'm less concerned about the smell and more concerned about, am I actually getting in you?
There's nothing inside me. Yes.
Did it have to be a dumpster, Jerry? Did it have to be a dumpster?
Yeah, was like,
because a giant stone car makes sense, Lindsay.
Oh my god, it could have been anything.
I know.
Couldn't you pretend to look like the wall and we could have hid behind the wall? Oh, fuck it. I'll jump in.
Fine,
I feel like this is when we're all in motion. Like,
yeah.
Right? So,
like it's on wheels, it just sort of skirts.
Yeah. Lindsay's still changing in the middle of that, in the middle of this run conversation. And so you dunk into the dumpster, and you're hearing the commotion of people evacuating the club, and the robot guards sort of like patrolling out, like intruder alert, but eventually like they fade away. You hear some footsteps. I'm going to cut to like a very brief bio break because I do need to use the bathroom. But you hear some footsteps walk by here and just go, did they really take it? Holy shit. I can't believe they actually found it. They found the disc for us. And you hear in the young voices of yourselves, and they go, the Stag King's going to be so happy. And then they run on by. Do you break cover to try and interject in that, or do you let them run off?
Wait, does it sound like things went according to their plan, or what?
No, it does not. It sounds like they were surprised at what you happened to do, and they said, "Oh, okay, they found the disc. The Stag King is going to be so happy."
Did they seem happy about the fact that the Stag King is
He
happy?
was gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Like, does it sound like they're working for the Stag King? I guess is okay. I'm gonna look at horror at the other two, but it's dark in the dumpster, so I guess they can't see.
I'ma eat him.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be like,
you've already eaten us.
this is really, this is bad. We've got to stop them. And then can I like tap on you, Jerry? And then I just like lean and I'd be like, can you eat them? Get them in here with us.
And you
that laugh is in canon as these poor children see a dumpster on the wheels go, I'm playing, I don't scream. I don't maniacally laugh after the children.
Okay. And so we're going to see the group begin chase after their younger selves after a very brief fire break. Like,
Yeah,
can we do 2 minutes? Would that work?
Yeah, we'll take a really quick BRB.
Yep.
All right, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Bye. 2 minutes. It was perfect. Sorry, thanks for hanging on, y'all.
That's very good. I turned on the backlighting for me and it's not favorable, but too late. So here's what's going to happen. The 4 young counterparts of the protagonists of our adventure are actually continuing through the hallway, and you can see that they're moving with intent despite the fact that it's a dead end. They turn around because Jerry, who shapeshifted into a giant dumpster, has begun to chase after them and is just like, we're doing that canonically, right? That's what we're at.
That's where we're at?
Okay, cool.
Wait, are you running as a dumpster?
I have wheels.
Okay, are you rolling as a dumpster? Are we all in you as you roll after them?
That's what we need to sort out.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay.
We're just like bumping along.
Sword drawn. Go!
And I have the
Steve,
side
go!
thing, so if you want to open the little side thing, it's like the same as
Oh yeah, the little side door.
like oh.
Oh my gosh.
So you can
I'm too sober for this.
like
Right?
nothing makes sense, right? None of us are. Chris isn't either. Chris has gone through the wall of smoke. Something happened at this point. We're all just like, eat the children.
We're like opening up. I feel like Lindsay at least opens up the little side door in the dumpster to like kind of peek out and see what's going on. And I feel like if anybody else is, it's like that like cartoon of like all the eyeballs. Like,
So here's what I want to do. More widely, I want to provide the opportunity for. More widely, I kind of want this to be an opportunity for you showing me what combat with your younger counterpart looks like, if you're going to try and apprehend them, or if the other person is okay with it, are you kind of like apprehending someone else's counterpart, if that makes particularly more sense for you?
So I think as we're we're wheeling along, Evelyn will shadow step, do a shadow step thing. So she's the other side of the 4 of them, and she's just gonna be like, "Boo," but with absolutely like no emotion to it. Like,
Yeah.
But your younger counterpart is probably like,
Yeah. So I think all of them, like their eyes go wide and they're like, ah, but like I think your younger counterpart has a particularly visceral reaction, but is it to be scared or is it something else?
I think it's a mixture of scared, but also just wide-eyed wonder in the face of terror. When she should be scared, she's like more curious.
Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to give everyone an opportunity to use their powers to apprehend their younger counterparts. So who next?
I would like to go last because I feel like everybody has to get out of me first.
That's fair. You know,
hopefully I've slowed them down so you
Yeah.
guys can jump out and...
Transformers don't like to transform when there's people inside.
There's people
Doesn't
inside.
work
It's
out.
weird. I don't know where y'all go.
So is it Lindsay or Chris next?
I was gonna.
I think
ahead.
Lindsay could go next easily. And it would be because it would be very easy. I think at this point, we're gonna use the scarf again, but she sort of like throws it up into the air in front of her counterpart,
Mm.
and or like tries to get it ahead of their counterpart, and it sort of becomes like just like a net of vines, like with some very beautiful like white flowers that smell beautiful, like smell amazing, like you would like the kind of thing that you would see in like a wedding hall to decorate to hide the fact that it's like just a conference space or whatever. But that would go up in front of her and almost act as a net on top of little Lindsay.
Yeah, and little Lindsay, this is extremely important, is holding a spear and just tries to like throw it at like the sort of nature themed net that you've thrown upon her, and she's struggling to do it because she doesn't have fey powers.
Right. No, she doesn't. And I feel like this spear would probably get tangled up in the net a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As they stopped when Evelyn like shadow stepped like in front of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as Jerry is still like rolling forward as a fucking dumpster, I kind of like jump out the top and using Jerry as like a vault to like kind of like semi-tackle little Chris to the ground, because I'm not using my powers of fire breath on a young child.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I kind of imagine that there's an element of this that really feels like a protective stance.
It's more so like grabbing, holding onto with both arms, and like looking at everybody. And like my scales are like glowing a little slightly, and you can see them through like my shirt. They're sparkling.
Yeah. Very good. And last but certainly not least, Jerry the dumpster.
Okay, so yes, Jerry is still a dumpster right now. After they were used as a vault to come out and catch the little one, one thing that I may have pointed out yet, I don't really remember, is that Jerry is still the same height they were when they were that age. They capped at 5 something at like 12 and never got any bigger.
Right.
So they're like almost 6 feet like their brothers. So they're dipping. And so the dumpster kind of comes after they're jumped out of, they pop out of the dumpster form and kind of take, because they know their own weaknesses, they pick themselves up by the pockets of their overalls and just kind of yoke them up and go, "Gotcha, you little shit." And the other Jerry just kind of goes, and panic punches.
Cool.
Flashback to the panic punch.
No harm can come to the panic punch. Yeah, because no harm can come to children in this game. You can just take a punch from this kid.
No, yeah, I just like, I don't remember if my right hook is that strong anymore. And like, there's like a little dribble of like, okay, you're sideways now. And now they're just like, no.
Yeah.
And they're just being carried sideways.
As all the other ones are apprehended, young Evelyn turns to you and is just kind of like, who sent y'all?
Who sent y'all?
God,
no. The Stag King sent us.
Stag King's still alive? I'm pretty sure, Lindsay.
I killed the Stag King.
Why are y'all acting like it's a good thing he's still alive? What's wrong with you?
Stag King brought us here. He said it would be an adventure.
Where's Seymour?
Young Seymour is not here.
Yeah, no, that's what Evelyn's asking little Evelyn. Like, where's Seymour?
You would know him. You would know them as Shadow Kid.
Yeah, and they're just like, we haven't met a Shadow Kid. Is there a Shadow Kid? That sounds cool.
You didn't get to the alligator?
I don't remember a lot of things that you're referring to as if I was experiencing the same experiences you had.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. As they say, younger Jerry says in character, Jerry would have a lot more attitude and flair to it. But... And they're just like, look, the Stag King offered us an adventure, opened a doorway between the realms. It was really cool. I think maybe this is actually Evelyn saying it, young Evelyn, and is just like, it all seemed really cool, this place is a little bit different. Kind of hard to describe why. Everything is brighter and darker and chrome, and I kind of like it. Anyway, so he said that there's something wrong with this place, and he sent us to this vault where we're supposed to get this disc. But now we're hearing that you did that, and that's why the robots were chasing you.
Right. What's on this? What did you pick up a disc? Did you at least get the thing we're supposed to come for?
Oh no, I have the money. Jerry got the disc.
Yeah, it's in my back pocket.
But we have the disc. You don't have the disc. We have the disc. It's
Yeah.
our disc.
And
Well,
also the money.
Stag King did say, we were going to talk to him about this because we didn't think this was very nice. Stag King did say that we needed to bring the disc or else we can't go home. So that seems bad. But other than that, he seemed really nice. And by say, I really do mean like he spoke telepathically with images. It was, don't worry about it too much.
What's on this disc?
Been there, done that.
You should not have trusted the Stag King. That-
No.
How am I supposed to know that? I'm somewhere between 8 and 14 years old. The GM doesn't remember.
7, I think. You're already 7 years old, Evelyn. You shouldn't be running around doing things for people.
It's just
What?
like,
You also
I don't
should
think that
not be in a
stopped you,
nightclub.
well, that's fair. But
Your
I don't
brothers
know.
know where you are.
Look, we are between the ages of 7 and 14 years old. You tell us we're not allowed to go to a place, that's the first place we're going, which is why we were dance fighting in the middle of a club.
I think, as she's saying, like, if you
fair.
tell us not to go to a place, that's the first place we go.
Yeah.
Current Evelyn also like says it at the same time, like, okay, I know.
Like we all have that. I hope we all have a moment like that. Like did y'all say at the same time? Me and little Jerry both look over like,
Yeah.
Lindsay just
Okay.
looks at young Lindsay. You should have known better.
You should have known better.
Okay. I'm gonna like look at everyone else and be like, first of all, what's wrong? Did the Stag King tell you what's wrong with this place? Because
He
if it's
said-
wrong by the Stag King, maybe it's good. And I'm looking at everyone else like,
The Stag King said there was a way things used to be and that they changed it, and that's why everything is bad.
Also-
What's bad?
But what's on this disc? Can we like go
Any
into
of
the
us
mall?
have one of? I was
Back
gonna
in the
say
mall?
they've got those like little video disc players, that the portable ones.
Wow. Fucking cutting edge over here.
Well, I mean,
it's crazy.
Okay, Miss Moneybags.
She
I
pulls
mean,
out the black
technically,
card.
literally.
I literally have a bag of money right here. But that said, I also have this, and it's one of the black cards.
Either way, disc.
So you make your way over sorry, okay, so you obtain a
Can we,
portable
like-
disc player.
Yeah, could we like sneak back into the mall and then I'll like shadow step into it? You know, like the shops
Mhm.
that have like all of the TVs and stuff on?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
these
like a
massive
FYE,
CRT
and you
TVs.
could.
Yeah,
You could do.
I'll like bamf in with the disc and I'll put it
Okay.
on to maybe
Wait,
like.
so you're
play
doing it
the
on
screens.
a TV display? Like on
No,
sorry, at a
please.
mall
Oh my
like
God.
central
No,
TV?
no.
Hasn't
that-
everyone left the? Did everyone leave the mall?
Yeah,
or just
everyone
us?
evacuated.
Everyone
No, the mall-
evacuated.
Oh no, okay. So the club was evacuated, but the
Oh,
greater
okay,
sort of
okay.
stuff is
Okay.
still going. So
Never
you
mind.
can indeed use a you can watch this on the first time in an extremely public manner if you so
let's
wish.
not do that.
I mean,
I don't think I can
that's
turn
beautiful.
into a TV, you guys. I don't think I can turn into a TV.
Okay.
I don't think
I
it'll work.
think not in a
I'll
public
just-
manner.
We'll buy one. It'll be fine.
So
They have the Radio City, whatever.
yeah, you go to Radio Shack and you buy a brand
Radio
new
We've said like
Penny-
5 different things.
you buy a brand new portable CD player, DVD player, I guess. And
Looks like a
if there
PS1.
literally
This is
weren't,
very high tech right now.
yeah, I think if there literally weren't DVD players at this time, then like it's a little more of a hassle to get. But
Yeah.
We want to see what's on this disc, damn it.
it reads
It's very expensive, and there's
uh,
only like, and it's like in the shishi, like behind the lock cabinet
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything
yeah,
like that,
Yeah.
because
It's like
this is
three
brand
separate
new.
chunk
Mhm.
pieces
for sure, for
that
sure.
you have to put together.
And the screen for it is like this big.
Yeah. And so you go somewhere secluded to watch it with your younger counterparts, and your current, and it begin. It, you know, the screen flickers on. There's a handheld camcorder video of a meeting room, and everyone there has big anime supervillain vibes, complete with the dramatic glasses sheen, shing. You know, and
Sound effects included.
the voice of Mayor Max comes on, narrating the scene. The date is January 1st, just past midnight. The year is 1900. We did not solve the Y2K bug. The various suited figures in the room struggle to keep calm. Figures out of shot are yelling, "Ma'am, the Cybergrid 12 has gone under." And, "Sir, Nuclear Solid 48 is in the red." And one of the bespectacled, shadowy figures raises a hand. The meeting room goes silent. He goes, "We can keep power. Megavault can deploy an anti-rad field. Get out the experimental pyramids. A Hyperzan can produce meds to treat the radiation. Okay. Geocorp can keep a stranglehold on travel monopoly and cyber productions. They can produce the augmentations. We'll just jack up the prices over time. We can keep our power. We can roll with this Y2K problem. This isn't the end." He returns to touching the tips of his fingers dramatically like an anime supervillain. Another figure in the room chimes in, "Sir, none of those things are going to work with the network down. Cyberspace, it's dead." And the CEO in charge waves dismissively and says, "The network will be up shortly. The AI will see to this. Ahem. Begin Operation Maximum Nostalgia." And the tape fades to black as Mayor Max's voice says, "And then the year was 1990X." And the tape ends.
My God. So we're all like, there's like 8 of us super huddled around this tiny screen.
Yep.
Right?
Right?
Yep.
Like each of us, and then our little parts like in our laps, and we're all like,
Yeah.
So the Stag King asked you to get this so you can fix it.
Sounds like they've been trying to keep everything the same for a long time. You've been living in the 90s for like more than 10 years.
What?
How did we miss this? How did we not know?
well, everything stayed the same. It's
Can we just blame Hyperzan?
It's kind of always been the same and always
Yeah.
been kind of shitty. And then too late, I put my hands over little Evelyn's ears.
and the laugh is the same for both of us. We're just like,
And then I'm like, okay, well, the Stag King can change this, and I'm looking at like our tiny counterparts, and then back at our older ones. Do we trust him?
At this point, I'm kind of like taking the disc out of the thing and putting it back in its little the container.
I don't really care to
Yeah.
trust him. I would prefer to trust us.
Yeah. As much as you could trust preteens.
We were smart.
Young Chris goes ahead and says, "I'm pretty sure everything I think is cool right now at this age, I'm still going to think is cool when I'm like in my late 20s, but that's just my guess."
No, you're right.
And they go ahead and say, "Well, the stag kept talking about putting everything back the way it was, but
Oh, baby.
meanwhile, it sounds like Hyperzen and the other megacorps were trying to keep everything from changing. Stag King wants to go backwards. What's
basically,
forward?
The problem is like, the more you think about it, if he wants to fix it, is it like a branch timeline, or does it change? Like, what happens to us? And that's just way too much time travel stuff to think about.
Chris.
Yes.
Daisies. Smell the daisies, blow out the candles.
Smell the daisies, blow out the candle.
Well,
There you go.
I'd rather trust us. Do we just give it to him? Or...
You know,
And
I don't trust the Stag King, but I'm kind of looking at my Evelyn a little bit sadly. Be like, can tell you that year after year of being in this hasn't been the best for me. I'm willing to give it a shot.
I think in the interest of time, we might do a smash cut.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Stag King is with you at the mainframe. Maybe this is at the robot factory. I know it's a bit of a time skip, but I don't want this to feel rushed at the end.
I would like to say, though, are we driving recklessly through the robot factory?
Yeah, we get some
course.
scenes of that, right?
Okay, cool. Because I would definitely like to say I am leaning out the window breathing fire at robots as we drive by.
Okay. Like there's this sentimental like kind of like, oh, maybe it's all for the best. It really would be better if we let things change for a little bit. And then we just smash cut to just like Jerry driving recklessly through the robot
Jerry
factory.
is driving. Kid Jerry is driving while the other one is like throwing things out the top of the roof, and then Chris is blowing fire. Poor Lindsay.
Kid Jerry's like, whoa! And it's just like just smashing random things, and like it's blasting Red Hot Chili Peppers, and like the windshield wipers are on.
Lindsay is glowing like a sort of like weird teal and purple, like giving off those weird teal purple vibes. Kind of tastes like there's this sense of like sort of citrusy but like creamy. You know what? It's sort of like the Orbeez drinks, in fact. You remember the flavor of those is like her scent and vibe at this moment in time as the wind is rushing through.
Evelyn's like leaning out the window, enjoying the carnage that Chris is sort of smashing up, and then like stood on Evelyn's lap is small Evelyn. She's just holding on with the widest of eyes, like with the wind in her hair, as like we shoot along in the car.
So, Lindsay, right, like adult Lindsay, how when do you notice that you're at the mainframe?
When do I notice we're at the mainframe?
Like, what's the building where you realize you could make a change?
Oh,
what does it look like?
Well, I think as we come up over, like we're on blaring down the freeway, like on all of the high rises and stuff, and as we come crossing over the top of the hill, there's this big building that sort of I know what it looks like. It's gonna be so locational specific, y'all. It's the strangest looking building. It's sort of organically shaped, like, and it looks like 5 different buildings all smashed together, and they're in different colors. Like there's like a side that's all glass panels. There's a side that's like purple blue duochrome. There's one side that's just like a sleek blue metallic. One might say that it actually looks like melted guitars, although that's just a theory. Nobody can prove that that's what the architect was going after.
Beautiful. I do love extremely specific geographical references in my RPG, you know, places. Absolutely great. So I want to know as well. So you know, I think driving recklessly through the robot factory, just like tearing these things apart, do you crash through a window, or is there a ramp that you go up through? How exactly do you arrive, Jerry?
No, yeah, wait, that came out in the 90s too. So Drift from Fast and Furious starts playing as you just kind of hear And we kind of come out because we've rampaged through the robots and everything else. So it's kind of one of those adult Jerry is going to come down and quick switch places with young Jerry because you shouldn't leave this type of stunts to children, and tells everyone to buckle up so that they can kind of do like a drift to kind of like slide to a close because am I going to be able to re-upload my car when we get out, or is that just the guess?
Sure. Fine.
Okay.
New power unlocked.
Yeah.
Through the power of alternate timeline, I can upgrade my car. But yeah, no, yes, very reckless. That's very. There's no point in being quiet, I think.
So I think that there's these jagged lines that are sparkling with neon light towards a central computer array. And I mean, like, there are a handful of like sentry bots that are heading in your direction. But I think we just get a brief scene of Chris taking them down, right?
Ooh. Oh, easy.
You know,
like
clouds of smoke, vines, like all of that sort of thing. As like Chris emerges and ends them.
As hesitant as she normally seems, like taking down things she's very proficient in and confident in.
Yeah. And with that, you know, you're headed over to the central display, and it lights up, and you see the 8-bit face of Mayor Max. He goes, "Listen, I do apologize for the trouble, but I think that this is a situation that could be resolved without need for violence or major upheavals to the status quo." And I think as you say that, like, maybe young Evelyn is the one who's like, wait, the Shadow King's supposed to be here by now? He might be a minute.
Stag King?
Yeah, because you said Stag King was going to...
Yeah.
We said the Stag King was going to travel with you there, so I'm just saying, like, Stag King's going to arrive, let's let things happen in order.
Yeah. Maybe
what were you thinking?
Because, listen, I know that you have taken some very important top secret property from the vaults. I know that this is a great crime and that you would be on the hook for what is a very serious felony, but we don't need to do any of those sort of consequences or the like. You just have to hand it over and never talk about it ever again. I think it's pretty simple.
So you're telling me you want the disc in this arm, but you don't want to give me anything for it?
Well, I would be giving you clemency.
He wouldn't arrest us and throw us in jail, is what he's trying to get at.
Oh, that freedom.
He goes, look, my job for a very long time was to predict what would go wrong. All right? Do you know what goes wrong at the turn of the century? A lot. I don't know about the good things, but I can tell you about the bad things. I can tell you that there's some bad things that happen. What's Chris doing?
Chris is just doing the blah, blah, blah.
Because there are some hard years ahead. There are some hard years that just keep getting worse and worse and worse and feel like they won't get any better. You want that? You would let the 90s come to an end for that?
And yet, we're like in a stasis. We're not moving forward. How can we fix things and start making things better if we don't get there? Like, you're just looking at the bad things. You're not even thinking about the good.
He goes, that's my nature. I'm not supposed to be fixing problems, coming up with solutions. Maybe there's times where people are happy, but I can tell you some bad stuff
Then
goes
maybe
down.
you shouldn't be mayor.
Right?
If you're not going to do
You
anything.
said you don't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
your job.
Look, my job was supposed to be for a very long time. to be.
Yeah,
This character
uh-huh.
doesn't have arms. I'm
Like,
still fucking.
I kind of
I just want him to be hands, like he's face and he moves his hands, and we're supposed to just like see phantom bows.
Yeah.
like I kind of don't even want to listen to him anymore.
And he
Where-
goes, "My
Where
job
is he
was to."
projecting out of?
There's a screen in front, right? And there's like a giant keyboard with like numbers of different buttons, and like you can start messing around with like the menu and stuff, and just start seeing like
Yeah, like what? Like
Yeah,
while
where you
he's
would want to
talking,
make
there's just
changes.
this cursor going over his face.
Yeah.
Can we just turn off the monitor? Click a button.
No. He has to think we're still here. I'm gonna just mute him. Hey, just nod very angrily every now and then while I look through this.
And he goes, I don't listen. They put me in this position. I'm just supposed to be making predictions, all right? But I don't want things to change. I don't
Well,
want
it
that.
ain't just about you.
Right?
Fuck you.
How do we upgrade you? Where's
young
your update?
young Chris is watching older Chris and just being like, huh.
I get
fuck
so
you indeed.
badass.
Hey, watch your mouth. Do as I say, not as I do, and I'm saying don't emulate this behavior.
And young Jerry is like, do as I say, not as I do. Fuck off with that shit.
Right? right. While I'm squinting, they're like, no, just do the tab button. I am doing the tab button. I'm mad
Yeah,
at it.
young Lindsay is like, I can be mad right now, but I kind of just feel sorry for him.
I'm gonna tell young Evelyn, like, stay with Jerry, like, to young Jerry, like,
Stay with
they'll
me,
look after
Jerry.
you.
Stay with me, Jerry.
And then I'm gonna walk up like to the mayor, whilst older Jerry's like messing about trying to mute him and stuff.
For him, so you're playing with his settings.
Yeah. And so I think you managed to mute him as just after he says, I don't want things to change. I don't want things to change. And then just like.
Yeah.
What did you finish? What were you doing, Evelyn?
I was just gonna be like, bad things suck, but things when they just stay the same forever, just kind of gray.
Yep.
Like, does no good. And I'm gonna just punch through the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evelyn.
Yes, he gets muted and then he just gets the shit rocked out of him.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you want to use my sword?
And so, I mean, do we want there to be like an interface where you can sort of like, you know, reverse? You can manipulate the '90s protocol, but you fucked up the face where the mayor is talking to you.
Yeah.
He has more monitors. It's fine.
And so, I think like just after you punch and you sort of like take a step back and look at the work you've done, there's just like a windy kind of like wisp of glowing light, and the stag head that was mounted just above the bathroom in the club is now mounted right on top of the monitor that you just broke. And you know, the Stag King with as many rows of goat eyes just sort of like looking across at everyone.
And we're gonna have a Zordon moment. Begins
trying to project images of how things used to be. I mean, things were a lot simpler before these protocols were initiated. You know, we could go back, but when you open the interface, you have the option to change the calendar. You have the option of leaving it unmoving, or you have the option of letting the calendar start to kick forward.
From here.
I'm gonna be like, change is scary, but I'm done with this. And you guys will still be here, and I'm gonna reach out to try and hold hands with other people, young and older counterparts.
Yeah.
And be like, who's with me? We change, right?
Yeah, but do we change completely? They go back and then they just go?
And they kind of like exchange glances with each other, and young Jerry goes, take care of myself, didn't you?
Eh.
Turned out pretty okay there, Jerry.
It's kind of like when the parents are always like, "Oh, don't go so I lost the
Fast.
thread of what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. They can't all be
Can't be
winners.
summer all the time.
Can't be summer all the time.
Well, anything's better than the dead end job I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, let's
I
go.
think young
Hey.
Chris is just like. So it sounds like when you're older, uncertainty is better. Is that right? Uncertainty is better than dead end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like as a unison.
Yeah, we are
Yes.
But it's hard to see that at the time. So remember that.
Yeah.
And keep in touch so when you inevitably forget, someone else can. Like Lindsay, it works out. They're gonna fight like twice. No, she didn't.
Yeah.
But just make sure that they. I
I
like
think-
being related to this one.
I think young Lindsay.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Young Lindsay and young Jerry exchange looks at each other and be like, "For real? Okay." And
Right, both of them go. "Ooh."
hadn't thought about that pairing. Okay. And then it's going to be a different sister, a different brother this time. But the I think
She
I-
lands Lance.
but the you know, these kids are watching you sort of like click through the program, just like big clunky like 90s icons to undo the maximum nostalgia program. There's sort of like a final like, are you sure that you want to commit these changes button? And I think young Lindsay is just like, you seem like you know how to take us home, right? We don't need to worry about this one. And just like points up to the Stag King, who in his own way is kind of stuck and unchanging.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Can we drape it like a blanket over him? Looks weird.
You know what? You're gonna try a lot. You're always gonna think that. The answer's always yes.
Mm-hmm. Just a seed just dropped boop on top of his head to create
So creepy. So creepy.
moss.
So
Like a
creepy.
moss.
Ugh.
Maybe
Yeah.
a visor.
I think
or
maybe like a
something.
mossy like mask wreathed
Wait,
with leaves.
no. Chia pet.
Chia pet.
Chia.
Young Lindsay is like
Just
having
a
some Dippin'
second.
Dots and being like, sorry, did I miss something? Who pushes the button?
All at the same time.
Yeah,
All at
same
the
time.
same
Count of
time.
three. One,
1, 2,
two.
3.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, woo.
And when you undo the changes to the calendar, the computer shuts down. The power grid across the entire city shuts off just for a moment. The pyramids that are, you know, protecting from the radiation are change color a little bit, but they're still holding. And then slowly, I think there's maybe like a minute of just kind of darkness. You know, the younger ones are kind of like asking if you're still there, but you're holding hands. And then slowly one light turns on, then another across the city. The grid begins to turn on piecemeal. And the infrastructure of the worlds that you knew, it's there. But at the same time, everyone is looking around like they're observing they've been stuck for a while. Up and down the city, the robots are not particularly active, but looking throughout, maybe you have like a particularly good view of the town here. People are just sort of stopping pensively in a way that maybe they haven't done in a long time.
Ooh.
Do we have an epilogue? Do we have time for an epilogue? We're cutting it close here.
Yeah, I think we're cutting a little close.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I think it's like nice to leave it like vague.
Like
for-
the city
yeah.
shut down and then slowly started turning
Yeah.
back on. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I think
is a
maybe
good.
maybe
It
our
worked.
last shot is just the camera zooming out and just seeing the city as all of the lights are turning on. And people are looking at it as if with a fresh set of eyes. And that'll be the end of the one shot. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yay! That was wild.
That
That was a good time.
I loved it. Oh
That
my
was
God.
super
Holy
fun.
cow.
So many fields and so many
I'm
robot
gonna-
smashing.
Right, I gotta doodle all of us sitting around the little screen and just doing stupid shit together.
Not a single
all I
die was
keep
rolled. I
thinking of.
love it.
Oh my
I
gosh,
know.
right?
That's how we
System, what
play.
system?
And I'm fine with it. What system?
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you everybody for showing up for this All Upgrades
Yay.
Fair in Love and War, which was supposed to be a City of Mist one shot, but we don't need dice. It's
It
fine.
was also supposed to be on Valentine's Day, but you know what? The
It's
energy
okay.
that we were bringing to this year 2021 is you can decide holidays or whenever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Do we want to do sign-offs where we can find all of you and what you're doing?
Sounds
Neat stuff.
good.
Sounds good. Let's do. How about start off, Lindsay?
Oh,
Or
me.
start off,
That's
LB.
me.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Dame. You can find me at the Lady Dame pretty much everywhere that's important on the internet. I'm a variety streamer and TTRPG player, and current theater kid, unemployed theater kid, as per usual. You can find me. Let's see. I'm doing a bunch of stuff, y'all. You can find me on my own channel every Saturday through Tuesday at 9 p.m. Pacific, where I stream a variety of things. Saturdays are Smutty Saturdays, which are the best day of the week, where I am joined by some fabulous guests and we read terrible, horrible, sometimes good smut, but most of the time it's just cursed. On Sundays and Mondays, so including tonight, I read classic novels as bedtime stories for those who need it. I'm currently in the middle of reading Emma by Jane Austen. And on Tuesdays, I play chill indie video games. I'm in the middle of Monster Prom. There may or may not be guests.
I have to play
It's
Monster Prom with you.
so good. Highly recommend. I also am in a bunch of games over on Open for Adventure every Wednesday at noon Central. I'm in the Uncaged anthology. I'm also in an actual play podcast called Of Black Glass, which is a watch powered by the Apocalypse system. Where you can find that anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. We have 4 episodes out. It's real good, and it just keeps getting better and better. I also have a charity one-shot that I'm going to be running on my own channel this upcoming Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll be playing some Dragon Hearts. I have a really phenomenal, fabulous cast that I'm very excited about, and we're going to be raising some money for Color of Change. So keep an eye out for that. I think I have some other stuff coming up and various things. Just follow me on Twitter to find out what the fuck I'm doing at any point in time. But I think that covers most of it.
Very good. Zweth.
Hey, I am Zweth. You can find me as Zweth on Twitch or Zwethra pretty much anywhere else on the internet where I am. I am scientist by day, so sometimes I post boring sciencey things or maybe fun sciencey things if you like that. But by night I do various different streams. I am a variety streamer on my own channel. I will next be streaming hopefully Wednesday with a craft stream, depending on if my stream partner is all set up yet. But I might be modding some Switch controllers and Joy-Cons. That's the plan. And yeah, I also play various different games, and I'm in a few different TTRPG things here and there. I'm in a couple of campaigns. They're both on hiatus at the moment, so I guess probably just follow my Twitter and it will come up there. So yeah, that's me.
Very good. Buns.
Hey, it's me. I'm a Buns, and you can find me at Honey Buns on Twitter and at Battle Scar Bunny on Twitch. Right now, I am every other Saturday. You can find me on Pro GM Joey's channel on Synodic Drift. It's a fun D&D game that I'm playing on right now. And I do Monster Prom Mondays on Synziac Beta's channel, which is why I was like, I gotta play Monster Prom with you because I'm in our own Monster Prom night. Other than that, I have plans starting in a few weeks on Wednesdays around 7 to play Cuphead. So I will be playing. I'll be trying to play through Cuphead solo because I hate myself. But thank you, because it's Toon Dark Souls. Thank you. But that's where you guys can find me upcoming The only other place you can find the lovely buns and be able to be DM'd by them even is on Magpie Games. If you go and click Bunny, then you will be able to look and see what games I have up this month. Hopefully I'll see some of you out there.
Very nice. Mare.
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. If you're here, or this is my Twitch channel, you can find me here. On Saturday afternoons at 1 p.m. Eastern, I run a game of Invisible Sun, which just premiered the other week. So that's every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, I play a game of Numenera as Licton Brattersby on Open for Adventure. We just started up our season 2, and we should be hopefully coming back this coming week. I have a couple other TTRPGs playing on the channel, including one on the 7th of Ryutama, run by GM Anik at Anikster on Twitter. And on March 16th, which is my birthday, I will be running a charity stream from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to midnight. So,
oh my God,
I'm super
for
excited.
this.
We'll be raising money for JDRF International and the Barton Center for Diabetes Education. They're both type 1 diabetes organizations. So, yay, I'm super excited. That's in the process, and more detailed information will be coming out. So check my Twitter.
Very nice. I'm Pablo. You can find me on various things like Twitter and Instagram as tender_ideas. Do some poetry stuff, and we did some recent poetry stuff, but also I play on El Warius' stream Spanish language D&D game set in pre-Hispanic Latin American folklore inspired fantasy world, Ixalba. That's every Saturday night, and that's it. We'll let you go. Thank you so much for watching. We had so much fun.
Too much fun.
It was super great.
So
It was wonderful.
We are gonna go raid Caitlin, a
Yay!
theater file.
Yay!
She's
love
one of
Caitlin.
we love Caitlin. She's one of my players in the Invisible Sun game, and she's a fantastic. She is playing Paper Mario, and I think it's the 1,000-Year Door. My Twitch is not completely up, but she's been playing that for a while. So we're gonna go raid her, everybody, and have a lovely night. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.